Oh my God, I thought I was recording. Let me center my bun. I wanted to do a story because I know the other side's gonna be telling his story, and it's gonna be a whole bunch of, it just didn't work. No, I wanted to let you know in case anybody from that side still watches my video. I wanted to let you know the F-boy stuff that this guy was pulling. So it started off with a support group we were both in, some kind of group on Facebook. I noticed him. I was like, okay, he looks pretty interesting. Looked down his page, saw that he had his own business, he had his own stuff going. Now, I'm not a gold digger or nothing like that, but I have dealt with people trying to live with me and through me, not bringing in anything to the table. So I told myself I wasn't going to do that anymore after my little one's dad. Like, I wasn't going to do that anymore. And I succeeded. I mean, after that, my ex-husband, he had two businesses. I had my own thing going. Like, we were kind of go-getters together. And even the narcissist, he always had his own money, his own stuff. Never had to worry about when he wanted to see me, he knew how to book that ticket or get here. Or whoever, I told myself that's it. Like, I wasn't gonna have, because before that guy, I didn't deal with bums that just wanted to live off me. And anyways, this story is not about him. But so that's the reason I was making sure he had his own stuff. I noticed he would post when we added each other. I don't know who requested who, but I know I hit him up first. January 1st, 2021. He called me January 29th. It took him 29 days to call. But I was like, I'm not in a rush because I know that I move pretty fast with the narcissist, and everybody else. I think I was just trying to talk to people, trying to date. I'm trying to date, just not be out there, girl, but just talk, just go out for coffee, just get to know somebody. But I'm not, it's gonna sound a little conceited, but they know what they see. They see somebody that knows how to run a household, that knows how to take care of their man, that knows how to cook, clean, keep their kids in line and all that. And I thought I was normal until you hear it more and more often that guys tell you, like, oh, this or that. And I'm like, dang, females don't cook? Females. But in seeing right now, I'm trying to get, different home care girls. And man, let me tell you something. It don't matter the age. They either are dirty-ish, like they try not to wash the food, or they don't know how to cook. So I'm starting to see it. I'm like, this is what guys go through. Like, they could be pretty, but they don't have this. They could be that, but they don't have it. You could get with this, or you could get with that. It's a mess. So I don't know how guys do it, but more power to them, right? So the trouble started before we even got back together. So the story is, the first time, I have to admit, I didn't appreciate what I had in front of me. I had a loyal guy that was really in love with me. I was in love with him too, I'm not gonna lie. But I was scared. I was scared out of my mind. I've been done so wrong. he met me when I was starting. I was kind of like 7 videos into doing my, maybe 5 videos in, because I started in December of 2020. Oh no, I started in either December or January of December of 2019, or January 2020. I don't remember, but maybe I was further along, because I used to be very consistent every Saturday or every other Saturday, depending on my energy level, because I did not expect doing my videos and getting on camera. I used to sweat. And I had weights on, so of course it was hot. No matter how many fans I had on me, then I had to drink to just get through the stories, because what I didn't realize was that in telling the stories, I saw, like, I was kind of like a person in the side looking at everything happening again to me, and it's hard to be trying to recall stuff that was hard and that you got through and that you felt like you healed from, and then you have to open up that wound again and just dig in there and see what color it is and dissect and analyze and try to put it into a story that people could understand and try to stay within the timeline. I think that was the easiest part for me, because I did write down so many times. I think up to video 8, I mostly had all that written down already 20 different times, maybe more. Because I really wanted to like do a book, not for revenge or nothing like that, but just to, I was thinking to myself, what if another 7, 8-year-old is going through this? They need to know that I got through it, and this is what I did, and this is how I got through it without losing my mind, without losing faith in God, without turning away from God, and how it turns out as far as, nobody took me out. And that's the biggest thing, because there was a few people that wanted to supposedly, but God's angel kept me. But either ways, back to the story. So I warned him when we started talking on the phone after January 29. I was like, look, I want to be open and honest with you. I feel like this could really be something, but I feel like you need to know the whole me, and like all of me. And I told him, I said, I've never done that with anybody. People know bits and pieces of my story, but nobody's ever saw me tell them my whole life. So, no judgment, da da da. I was like, well, I'm telling my story on YouTube. I gave him the link, and I was scared out of my mind, because I'm like, this could either be a great thing where it brings us together and he treats me right just based on, dang, this girl been through a lot. I don't want to be one more drama in her life. Like, I don't want to be a bad chapter in her life. I don't want to. And I think he tried his best the first time, but because I was opening up wounds and going way deeper than counseling ever did, therapists ever did, support groups ever did, I was going so deep in my heart, in my soul, in my memory bank, that it was starting to affect what I thought I deserved. And I would get scared. I would be like, oh, he's gonna run away. And my body just started making up excuses on why I had to, oh, I'm not good enough for you. Oh, this and that. Oh, and every 2 minutes, every month, every other month, I would break up with him, or every year I would break up with him. When he would come, I think I got addicted to having such a wonderful time with him. I haven't had that in a long time where we just get along. When we're together, when we were together, we just got along. It was like my long, long best friend, and there was no issues. And I would have 2 weeks of that or a week of that, and then he would have to go back because we were long distance. And that did something to my heart, to my head. All the negative thoughts, like, oh, he probably got 2 girls back home, he's this or that. I don't know. There was just some stuff that seemed like he was being sneaky. Like all of a sudden, I'm gonna go see my sister. I was told that so many times, like my little ones that always had these cousins and these aunts, and come to find out whether they were cousins or not, he was doing them all. So even though you go into every situation thinking like, okay, this is a new situation, this is a new person, I don't need to bring my past. Your past affects you, like it affects you. And I'm not gonna lie, the first time around, from the time we met, I'll say, because I think he thought he was single before we met. He said he loved me in March or so, somewhere in March. So 3 months in. But we didn't meet until May. May 18 we met. By May 23rd when I landed, we talked about it. We gave each other permission to, I said, well, you're the man. Whenever you're ready to announce me as your girl, whatever, just don't take too long. I always give the freedom, but I constant have a timer on my head, like, you got till this and that. And it's for you to figure out, because I think I'm pretty fair when it comes to trying to let a guy be a guy, I really, really try hard to let a guy lead, but it's like, guys are so slow. It's like, I don't know. And then it's like, if a decision has to be made, I feel like I already know the way. I already know, like, I've never met a person that made a decision before me for something that we're talking about. So it's hard for me to trust. It's like, okay, we talked about it last week. Like, how long is this gonna take? I don't know. Like, that's something that I probably need to work on, being more patient. So, well, not need. I know I need to work on, because I've been trying to work on my patience since I had my first kid. So, and even before then with my kid's dad and stuff, I think I showed him the most patience. My oldest son's dad. I think I showed him the most patience. But either way, so I think the first time it was just, I pushed him away so much that he finally was like, what the hell? So he started protecting himself which I understand, but I didn't notice until there was a situation. Now, this is going to sound weird because if anybody ever had a kid, more than one maybe, I don't know if you could have it with your first one, you probably could. I've never got out of the postpartum after my second one. I don't think I ever got out of it. But with my second one, I had all the things. I had anxiety afterwards. My anxiety went from like maybe at a level 10 to a level 1,000. And sometimes I'm able to bring it down to 50 and just kind of play it off, just be there. If I'm quiet and I know you, that means I'm having anxiety. So just leave me be. Because if you cause me to switch it and cuss you out, you're going to get your feelings hurt. Because I'm like a cat in the corner. Like, just leave me be, you know? But if I'm talkative or whatever, that means I'm either sipping on something or I'm very, very comfortable. But my anxiety was up. And I was invited, like, I have a high school friend that does performances all over the place and this and that. He kept inviting me to these outings. And I felt bad. Like, I was like, oh, dang, Jay keeps inviting me. There was something that I really wanted to go to, but it was too far for me to get to. I wasn't going to pay an Uber there and an Uber back. I was like, if I can't catch the access there and then Uber back, I'm not going. But then he posted this karaoke thing. I was like, oh, that sounds bomb. A boat and karaoke and live music, and he's gonna be performing. And so I was like, oh, this is my chance to support my friend, to show him I'm not all talk. But I forgot about one thing: my anxiety. And the fact that every time I have gone somewhere after my little one was born. Now, if you knew me before kids, you would be like, what? I was gone. Like, I was the type, I would walk from the Bronx to Manhattan by myself almost every day, go visit my grandma when I was a teenager. I would walk from my apartment downtown. I would go to things, go to parties, go clubbing, go everything by myself. So to go from that person to this person that the anxiety has them in like a chokehold, it's very frustrating, very frustrating. He didn't understand that. By that time, I mean, I noticed the cold, rude comments. He wasn't calling as much. He wasn't whatever, whatever. I was like, okay, I understand. Like, what can you expect? You just broke up with this person. He came for Christmas and New Year's. And 2022, we brought in 2023. That was the last time before this last time. And I was like, wow, I had such a great time. But I was nervous. I was like, dang it, every time he leaves, I want to break up because I'm thinking that there's stuff going on, that then the self-doubt start coming in. Maybe I'm not good enough. I was gaining weight then. I was already up. Well, actually, when I met him the first time in May, I was already up like almost 200 pounds. No, over 200 pounds, I think. Um, with my thyroid issue, my parathyroid, my perimenopause, and the thyroid issue, those three things together throw off your hormones, which means mood swings, which means hot flashes, which means I felt like I had bricks in my legs at times. The inflammation was killing me until I found out like what was causing the inflammation. I had a lot of issues with that, which means I had a hard time going upstairs, walking a lot, finding comfort in shoes. And he accepted me when he saw me. I didn't realize how much I have changed until we did the Jungle Queen thing. And when I went down there in May, I booked a Jungle Queen. Like it had a rib dinner and a show, and it's a 2-hour boat ride there and back. And then I booked a tour of Miami or something where they tell you where the rich people lives and all that stuff. Come to find out, it was the same boat. It just didn't go into the island. So I was like, oh man, I wasted money. We saw this 2 days ago. But it was still good to be out in the water and all that. But the Jungle Queen offers you like these cute little professional pictures or whatever. And what they do is they take the pictures, and then once you're getting off the boat, if you want to buy them, they print them out for you, put them in this cute folder. I think I'll never throw those away. I don't like to keep excess stuff, but that is once in a lifetime. Like I'll never get rid of it. So, but when I saw myself in the picture, now mind you, I've been buying clothes, stretchy clothes. I knew my jeans didn't fit right no more. I think I couldn't fit two of my jeans at all. So I was like, I thought it was just the inflammation. I'm like, it's okay. I'll puff down in a minute. I felt like I was just a balloon and ready to pop. So when I saw the picture, I was like, who's that? That's me? I was shocked. Like it was the shock to the brain. And he was confused because he's probably thinking, well, I know you see yourself in the bathroom. Like, what do you mean? You didn't know you were that big? I was like, and you still like me? He's like, of course, your personality, you're very pretty, very attractive. I was So I already came in with self-esteem issues, thinking that my self-esteem was here. But the thing that I didn't realize was that self-esteem doesn't come from looks. It comes from your confidence. And I had the confidence, but that picture burst my bubble. So getting back to the videos and stuff, and what happened, what finally broke the camel's back the first time. So, what's it called? I noticed he was standoffish. I'm like, hey, I need to talk. I'm having really bad anxiety. I have to do this thing by myself. And it was kind of like a birthday gift to myself. I think it was the 8th or the 7th of October. But anyways, I don't know when it was, but it was close enough to my birthday. Maybe it was after my birthday. My birthday is October 10th. 10-10 wins, 10-10. But, sorry, it's like, it gets too much air. By talking, I get too much air in there. Anyway, so I was calling for support, even though we were just starting back up again, slowly but steady. I could tell this time he was really hurt and really standoffish, and I didn't know if we were going to make it through, but I thought, well, if he wanted to break up, he would just tell me. If he wanted to do something else or try something else, he would just tell me. Nope, instead, he supposedly had this friend. They've been friends in business for a long time, even though he's been in business for Now it's 5 years, 6 years, 6 years. But supposedly, he's been knowing this chick for 11 years in the family. So that was the first lie. But okay, fine. He didn't tell me that until this time around. But this was last time. He's like, um, I said, have you, are you, are you talking to somebody? Because you're acting distant and like you ready to go. Like, I'm not holding you hostage. You can always just be honest. Just say I'm done. Like, just say it. I don't like to be nobody's second show, but he didn't. He just acted nonchalant, and I called him. I said, "Man, last night I had a episode about this karaoke thing. Like, I literally threw up thinking about going by myself. What if I get into the wrong Uber and they take me, or what if somebody drugs me on the boat, or da da da." But I knew that my friend Jay would have my back. I knew and he did. The whole time I was on the boat, I think he was checking on all the people that he knew. He was, are you okay? Are you okay? I saw him kind of check in with a few people, couples, and everything. So I was like, okay, I felt safe being there. But before I got there, I didn't know what to expect. All these thoughts were going, and I just needed my man to say, like, I got you. You'll be fine. When you get home, let me know. You know, do you want to be on the phone with me while you're there? It's any of the above, anything of the above. Any statement would have made me feel more like, okay, I'm not alone. Because before, like I said, after having my little one, I developed anxiety. And I didn't realize until I was thinking about getting the outfit for the karaoke, this and that. I was like, dang, this is the first thing that I'm going to do without my kids, without a friend, without a boyfriend. Like, I'm literally now, I flew by myself. Obviously, I flew to Spain. I fly everywhere by myself. That's no biggie. And I always meet somebody on the plane that makes me feel like I'm their sister, their cousin, their girlfriend, their daughter. Like, I've always met somebody on the plane, so it never felt like I was alone, even on the plane. But yeah, I was nervous, and I just needed my man to tell me something encouraging. But he didn't. He was like, oh, you did, you fainted, oh, you threw up. I was like, well, what? Okay, well, whatever, fine. And nothing. Like, I was like, okay, I have to get ready. Johnny kind of encouraged me to just, because I was about to cancel. I canceled so many things. I was like, I can't do it by myself. Forget it. Even though I already paid the money, I already bought the outfit, I would cancel before then on other stuff. I was like, nah, this time I already told a friend I'm coming. I gotta go. But minutes before I was supposed to get ready, I told myself I would give myself an hour and a half, because I think I was gonna try to do my hair up and stuff to some kind of hairstyle or ponytail. But so I was like, okay, I need at least an hour or two before my ride comes get me and all that. But I wanted to cancel so bad. Thank God for my son. I'm trying to make this even, because it's kind of tilted to the side when she braided. But God bless him, because he was like, Mom, no, you canceled on the other thing, and you already felt bad not going. You waste money. you could do it. You could do it. Like, he just kept saying, you could do it. You could do it. So I was like, okay, let me calm my nerves enough to get dressed. And then I'll see what I feel when I get dressed. Now, by this time, I was hoping that my man, at the time, my man would be like, you know what? I heard you. I'm sorry I was being an ass. You got this. Something. Nothing. I was like, okay. I guess I'll just have to put my big girl panties on and I'm on my own. So I think before I hung up, I even tried to test him to see if like he was feeling like we were done or what. Since he wasn't saying it, I was gonna say a name, but I hate guys that are afraid to just say what the heck. Like, I'm never scared. Like, if I love you, I love you to the max. If I'm done, I'm done. Done to the max. Like, there is no in between with me. And I have kept exes as friends. So I guess that kind of does count in between. But believe me, once I was done and I saw you a different way, that's it. Like, I'm not sexually attracted to you. I'm not motivated to talk sexy to you, whatever. There was only one person that had me going for 20 years, and that was Nico. Nico had me going thinking that he was my soulmate, and he was just confused about my health situation. And once in a while, it would just seem convenient. It would seem convenient when I would break up, he would break up with somebody, we would start talking, and it was just out of convenience. And then I would start feeling all those feelings again, like a dummy. And then, boom, something else would happen. I would get into something, he would get into something. Because I'm not sitting here waiting for nobody, I'm not begging nobody. Like, I'm not. So you want to act funny, you might lead me to the next one. Who knows? But so before I hung up, I do remember asking him. I said, "So you're acting like you don't care either way. You don't care about what I'm saying, what I'm going through." I'm like, "So does that mean that you don't care if somebody buys me a drink? If somebody asks me to dance? Like, you don't care?" He's like, "You're a grown woman, you do you." Oh, okay. Okay, I sure will. I sure will. I'll do me. So at this point, I'm thinking like, if somebody wants to buy me a drink, um, ask for my number, ask for my socials, like it's whatever at this point, right? So I do end up getting drinks bought for me or whatever, but I knew it was nothing. And then he was kind of telling me his type, and it was, of course, an African. And he was talking about how he's into blonde women. He had his eye on one. So I was trying to get her attention, make her feel comfortable, whatever. Like, hey, meet so and so, my friend, blah, blah. So they ended up dancing the night away, and but by then he already done bought me 5 drinks, so I was good. I was like, I'm good. Now I was watching somebody else. Now I know this sounds messed up because I'm supposed to be in a relationship, but this was weeks and weeks of him acting nonchalant, calling once in a blue. I couldn't tell if I was in a relationship or not. And the way he acted so cold when I told him that my anxiety for the first time ever made me throw up. I fell down, like I literally fainted. My anxiety has never done that before, where it made me faint, made me throw up. He was so cold about it. Like, I was like, oh wow, he's really done. He just scared not to say it. But I still did the right thing. Now I did get a ride from my friend's Jay. He had a friend, He's like, no, 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 you shouldn't be getting in an Uber. Like, I trust my friend or whatever. He'll take you home or whatever. Now, I was nervous because I'm like, okay, this is still a stranger. Like, but I knew right away, like, even if I was single, I would not, like, his car was messy. It had a whole bunch of, you know, cans and bottles. And now it was a nice car and he did smell good. And I was like, oof, if I was single, I would take you down tonight. But now I'm sorry for the Christian people. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I've tried to be as honest as I can when I do these videos because it's like I can only be me, right? So when he gave me the hug, I was like, oh, I miss this. Like, I miss a man having meat and bones and like a manly hug. And it wasn't so much of like sexual tension or nothing like that. It was just like, damn, I didn't realize how bad I needed a hug, like a real hug, you know. Like, I don't see my family in the East Coast. And people out here in Seattle give these little shoulder bone tapping hugs. Like, I needed to be embraced. And I don't know, like, if you have a mom that's a hugger, or like if you have family that's a hugger, man, cherish that, because you don't realize how much a hug does to you until you haven't had it for a long time. And then somebody gives you one, surprisingly, like real tight, but not too tight that you feel like you're suffocating. You're like, whoa. Like, once he let me go, I was like, oh my God, my whole body felt relaxed. And so I got home and I felt guilty, and I called him right away. I was like, oh man, I have to kind of tell you what happened, and I feel bad. And I was like, somebody did buy me drinks, and I was pretending and all this stuff that I was single, but I wanted to let you know nothing happened, whatever, whatever. And again, he was like, okay. It's like, okay, you don't care? Well, I mean, you did what you had to do. But, oh, okay. And then I forgot how she came up, but something about him hanging out with a girl and they're just friends. I think that's why he brought it up, because I felt guilty about just one night. He's been hanging out with this girl for however long, or her family, and supposedly they're just friends or whatever. And I was like, well, that's not healthy. Like, you literally are acting like you could care less. You didn't even ask me. No, I think we spoke the next day, because I think he didn't even answer the phone that night. So I was like, well, dang, like, I could have been taken. I could have been, anything could have happened, and you didn't care to even say, hey, text me when you get home, call me when you get home, nothing. And somehow, anyways, she came up, some girl that he was friends with, and there's nothing wrong with having friends that the opposite sex. And I was like, oh, really? That's what we're doing now? All of a sudden. And the conversation, by the way that the conversation was going, it let me know that he was feeling her. So I was like, okay, this is just one time deal. I felt so guilty about taking drinks from somebody that doesn't even think I'm their type, period. He was just being friendly because he wanted my table. I had a little, I was standing up, but I had a little table that I was locked in on. So he just wanted to share tables. So he figured, well, if you let me share the table, then I'll buy you drinks. And that was the end of our interactions type of thing. But here I am feeling so guilty and so this and that. And you've been hanging out with a chick? I was like, okay, well, at this point, this is dangerous because if she could already make you feel nonchalant about me, then that's not just a friendship. That is more than a friendship. You must have feelings or have likes for her or whatever I said. So it's either me and her, me or her. And I forgot how he put it, but it was obvious that he was kind of like, I think he said, I'm not letting her go. Like, I'm not, it's just a friendship. I'm not letting the friendship go. I said, okay. Hung up, never talked to him again. That's it. I don't need to beg nobody for anything. So time goes by. I think a year and a half goes by, and it's my son's birthday. He's St. Patty's Day, whatever, whatever. Out of nowhere, because I try to block people, but then I unblock them because I'm like, I don't even want to have their number saved in my block because I don't want to get tempted. So he sends, hey, he has some Patty's Day shirt on. He looks like he's at a baseball game or whatever, some kind of stadium. So he's sent one smiling like, hey, happy St. Patty's Day, happy birthday, AJ, whatever, whatever. So I'm like, oh, that's nice. That's sweet. Now he forgets that I have my cat's page and I have my business page. So I was like, let me see what he's been up to. And I go on his page, and the same day outfit, the St. Patty's Day outfit that he has on, guess who's next to him? The same girl. The same girl we broke up over. So I catch him off guard because I'm like, hey, why are you sending me a picture when you're on a date? And I'm like, and you trying to replace me with another curly hair girl? Like, that's corny. Get off my dick, basically. I was like, does she know you thinking about me when you're on a date? I'm not on a date. I'm just out. How did you know? I said, I saw it through my other page. His page was public, and so yeah, I was like, that's so corny. Why would you send me a picture when you're on a date with the chick that we broke up over? So, no, it's not like that. She's just a friend, blah, blah. I said, the same way we were posting on the boat pictures that we had, tilted heads, having fun. Smile, the same post that we were doing on our date, you doing with this chick on my son's birthday. And then you disturb my peace because it's my son's birthday. I'm focusing on him. You trying to come in with the chaos. Like, you could have kept that shit. You really could have kept it. No, 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 it wasn't like that. It's not like that, blah, blah, blah. Fine, whatever. Then, I don't know if I cuss him out or if I just tell him to go to hell, whatever. He quickly puts his page on private. I was like, well, if there's nothing to hide, why are you hiding it? Like, if she's just a friend, why are you hiding it? No, she has a husband. He's in jail, and but he was there, but he's not supposed to be there, and there was other people there. I said, but the pictures that I see are just you and her. Like, I would never take a picture with my kid's godfather and it's me and him like this. The kids would be in between us. If I was in a group, it would be a group picture. And yeah, the girl could be next or the guy could be next to me or whatever. But like, if I'm not with somebody, I'm not having a man next to me like that. Even with my son's dad at his graduation, my son was between us. Like, I don't know. So, unless it's, I mean, let's say, well, yeah, it was a group picture. I was gonna say my little one's baptism. It was a group, and there was a whole bunch of guys around me, but it was a group picture. So, you're in a group, you're out with the group, you see a group picture. Like, that's just common sense. But he go, oh, no, 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 it's like, whatever. I don't want to hear it. Keep that shit. You go over there. You came over here to disturb my peace, to disturb my baby's birthday. That's evil for no reason. For no reason, you decided a year and a half later to disturb my peace. You could have kept that. But I know that his mom, like a time before, had an accident or had a stroke or something. So I don't know why. Like, I kept having this feeling like, did something happen to his mom? So I was like, oh man. I was like, no, God, I can't. I gotta be done with that. If something's happening with her, she has family, he'll be all right. And he has friends and he has family to baby him. If he needs a hug, he got people to hug him. But something, like, I was like, what if his mom passed or anybody passed? And like, he didn't do anything that bad. And because I had a lot of respect for him before the friend came around, and because we had that type of love the first time around, and I honestly felt guilty for pushing away what I thought was a good Christian guy. So I thought he was loyal. I thought he was a good Christian guy. I thought he was faithful. I thought that he didn't play no games. I thought that he was straight up. I thought that he was honest. I thought that he was loyal. All the things. I was putting too much on him. But either way, so I sent an email. I was like, this was probably like October, November, December, probably November, before Thanksgiving. So mind you, he did the stupid picture thing with the girl in March. But November, it kept popping up. What if something happened? And I care, like, I met his parents. His parents are very, very sweet. So I was like, man, I thought if something happens and I'm being a butt, like, I would feel guilty. I know I would. So I was like, let me just obey God. Maybe, maybe it'll just be a thing where we could be friends, and that's it. So that was my intentions, just to make sure, see if the mom was okay, and if we could be friends, we would. That's it. But just like always, people see what they see in me. Sorry, I'm trying to put back. These help a lot. If you have any type of sore throat or throat surgery, these help a lot. I know you would have to flip it, or even, this is even better, the spray. Thank you, Cousin Jay, my cousin in Florida. For some reason, it seemed like I get a lot of the same name all at once. Like, I was a lot of M's. I had Monty, Montre, Mark. Before then, I was a lot of Anthony's that turned into Tony, Anthony that I talked to. And then before the karaoke, it was only one friend, Jay, that I went to high school with. And all of a sudden, the guy that gave me a ride was Jay. Of course, my best cousin, he was an unexpected surprise. My cousin Jay, like, we talked deeper than I have talked to any of my other cousins or girl cousins or anything. And it was out of nowhere. Like, it started with memes. Like, we were just trying to uplift each other. And we don't talk a lot, but when we do, I feel like I'm there for him and he's there for me just enough. It's not too much, so that's good. But either way, so getting back to the thing, so I emailed him and he said he emailed me back, but I didn't get anything. So I was like, okay. I told God, I said, God, take that mental note or whatever thing that you keep putting in my head, thoughts, take that out of me because I did my part. I sent a message. I said I was praying for his parents. He didn't respond. So I'm just going to leave it alone. Then I think after either before Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving, he did end up reaching out. And I feel like I'm a very easy person to talk to. So, um, and with us, it was easy. Like the same thing with my ex-husband. Like we could talk. Me and my ex-husband can talk for hours, even after divorce and this and that. Once we became clear that it was just a friendship, because yeah, I wasn't going back. After I left Florida, I had it in my head, no matter what, I'm not going back. Like it's a done deal. I feel like I give enough chances to people while I'm trying, that if I do give up, then that means you did a lot. You did a lot before I give up on you. Now, mind you, the people that I talk to here and there, okay, we're just talking. If I don't know what you got to offer and I miss out on a good guy, yeah, that might be my fault. But now the people that I get involved with and I have a relationship with, that we're trying to build something, yeah, you have to do a lot for me to give up. And that could be a good thing and that could be a bad thing. Usually it's a hurtful thing to me. But either way, so that happens. He's all excited, like, oh. So I asked him one day, I said, what was that about? Why would you send me a picture of you on a date? Now, mind you, yes, you didn't send me the picture of you and her, because obviously you knew you would get cussed out. But why were you trying to be slick? Like, you sending me a picture when you hanging out with a chick that broke us up? Like, that's stupid. No, it wasn't like that. She has a man. There was people there, blah, blah. I'm like, every picture that I saw, it was just you and her. I'm like, okay, whatever. I let it go because I'm like, whatever. It doesn't mean anything to me. I've been working on myself, healing myself. Don't need no man. That's what I was thinking at that time. And then January 6th, no, December 6th, I think it was, the first weekend of December of last year, I decided to do an appreciation dinner / game night for my oldest. He's gone through a lot with me, seeing me get sick, doing home care and all that. So I really, really wanted to do something special for him and for both of the kids. So it was kind of like let's just put it all together so my kids can have fun. But it got to be too much. I was like, I'm going to the car and lay down, sit down somewhere. It's Dave and Buster. Oh my God. I did a kid's birthday party there when I was in Florida. They probably were turning 10 or 11, my oldest, and then 5 years younger from my youngest. But, you know, I don't remember being so overwhelmed. This one was really like compact, and it was just, there was no breaks between the lights and the bing, the. It was just too much for my little brain. So I went to the car, and out of nowhere, he calls me on FaceTime on WhatsApp. I was like, oh, hey, what you doing? Oh, I'm just sitting in the car. I'm a people watcher, so I was watching some people that were doing some things in the parking lot, sitting on people's car. I was like, okay, if anybody needs a witness, I'm a snitch, because like, why would you sit on these nice people's car like that? Just ghetto for no reason. Some people can't be taken anywhere. So I'm over here peeping, but I'm like, well, good thing you're on the phone with me in case one of them want to come at me. You'll have it on video. So we start joking, talking. Supposedly he's like, oh, I missed this or whatever. He doesn't tell me this until later on. Like, oh man, I didn't realize how much I missed her until we start joking and talking like that. So my kids come back to the car. We come home. We talk once in a while. We text once in a while. But we add each other on social media. All of a sudden, I see that there's a bubble. There's a bubble of this girl and the dates, the St. Patrick's date that they went on. There's a little bubble on his Instagram. And I was like, oh, that's something that you didn't even do for me. So you must really like this girl. No, it's not like that. I love you, blah, blah. I was like, look, I'm not here. In my head, I'm like, I'm not hearing nothing until that damn bubble is gone. I'm not hearing nothing you got to say to me. One day he surprised me. He's like, did you check my page? I was like, no. Oh, the bubble's gone. Like, can we be done with that? She's just a friend. I was like, okay. There comes the bestie comments. All of a sudden, oh, my bestie. I was like, bestie, what the hell is that? I said, if you're trying to talk to me again, and she broke us up the first time, and you even did some extra stuff for her. I mean, to grown people, this sounds stupid and childish, but you clearly, in the new age of dating, you clearly are sending a message like you're special enough for me to put you up here. So I'm like, okay, took the bubble down, but now we got this bestie thing going on. Then I'm kind of going through his comments, because I'm like, okay, if I'm going to deal with this, mind you, it's already February. He asked me to be his girl February 14, which I thought it was dumb, because you never want to do anything on a holiday. And I don't know if he got married to his ex-wife on Valentine's, but I do remember that it was sometime in February, and he did say it was kind of Valentine theme. So I'm like, okay, I can see why he would want to claim me on Valentine's, because he's trying to reclaim that date to not make him think of his ex. But I'm like, if we break up, that's just gonna be a double on double on pain. Like, why would you do that to yourself? But I thought, you know what, he's trying to be romantic, whatever. Okay, fine. we'll try again. Because obviously the love is there, the care is there. And I thought I could, he got rid of the bubble. I thought he had this girl in check. Well, come to find out, it wasn't just that one girl. It was this Miss Kitsy girl. He came over, saw Carmen, where she was like, yeah, you can fill my donut anytime. I said, what the? Now, I started shaking because I get mad and I almost black out. So I just delete and block her. I was like, why would this girl feel so comfortable if you're just friends? Oh, it's just a friend. Uh, she sent business my way. I'm like, she sent business your way from Georgia? Then it was like, oh, we went to high school. it was it was always something with these. Then he had a whole bunch of females that he followed, big tetas, big X-rated pages. So I'm like, I thought you were a Christian guy. I thought you were trying to do, like, you're not embarrassed if your church people see who you following? So that threw me off. Like, I was like, I had this guy all wrong. I thought he was something else that he's not. And mind you, I know people say, oh, I'm straight, I had a life. Okay, yeah. But if you're so uptight about what people see and how people view you and all this stuff, an upstanding citizen, I have a business and I might run for mayor or whatever, council or whatever. You might. But do you know that you got to clean your image way before you do all that? Anyway, so I was like, so that led to fights, to argument. Because it's like, why are you following all these big booty holes girls or big teta girl or X-rated pages? Like, makes no sense. They're making money off you, dummy. Like, and I was like, to be following something that you can honestly look up with no guilt. It's dumb as heck. I told him, I said, I'm not trying to teach you how to do me wrong, but it's like, if I want to see anything, Google will show me whatever the heck you want. Anybody, at any time. So to make it so obvious is stupid. It's really childish. It's stupid to me. So I'm like, before you asked me to be your girl, you should have been cleaning your pages out. Then I noticed on Facebook this time around, he didn't have his friends list listed. So I said, that's a little suspicious because it's like, what are you hiding? You weren't hiding it the first time. We went through, there was a couple of social media thoughts that he was following or pages that it was like, work out this, work out that. And the first time I was like, oh, this and that. Okay, boom, he took it off, no issues. This time it was an argument. I was like, why does it matter? It's just social media. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm like, well, obviously it matters a lot to you. It matters a whole lot to you if we got to have 5 arguments before you see my point. So, but there was 2 girls in particular that bugged me the most because that donut comment didn't come from nowhere. If you didn't flirt with this girl, she wouldn't feel comfortable talking about you can fill my donut. He tried to play dumb when he was here in March. He tried to play dumb like, oh, I don't even know if she said that. I said, where would that comment even come from? Like, I've never spoke like that before. I don't have to be that, whatever. Oh, she has a man. Well, that's even worse. Because you have a girl, and if she has a man and she knows you are in a relationship, that's even worse. That you're letting her disrespect you. Not only disrespect me, but disrespect you. And then I see this, her name is Sylvia, the bitch. I won't, but whatever. She did turn out to be a beast, so I will let that title stand. Um, so Sylvia, instead of coming out saying the comments out loud, just like her little cousin that was always there, they were always at a bar, she was always right there next to him, right there. I'm like, damn, this girl, if you guys are into each other, then what are you doing here? Like, if you guys want to be together, why did you come back to me? Like, oh, we're just friends. But I said, but I don't hang out with any of my male friends that tough that are married or want to get married, or like, there's no win. Jay and I saw each other, my high school friend. We hugged, Seattle hugged, and that was that. Like, I didn't even take a picture. I actually wanted to take a picture with him and his crew, and I forgot him and his van or the people that he had with him. I really forgot. And he never sat next to me like that. We never had drinks like that. Like, even the guy that was buying me drink, he was across the table from me. There's no need for the closeness if you're just friends. So I also see, when he comes in March, a whole bunch of DMs, but the two that I focused on the most was the Sylvia girl, the bestie, and the Miss Kissit. Now after that, I did start seeing Miss Kissit a lot before that comment, and I was like, who is this white girl? Who is this girl? That just keeps everywhere I go. You see the same hoe, like, comment, and I'm like, dang, she doesn't have other friends. Why is she? I let it go until I saw that comment, that Dunnerholtz comment. Then I see Sylvia. Oh, she's very pretty. Oh, you're there. Oh, I'm like, now the Super Bowl happened right before he came, January something, whatever. He was so drunk, he added us both in a group, me and Sylvia and him. He noticed it because I looked at it. I was like, oh, my baby. When I opened the message, I said, Sylvia, this is the same girl? It's 11 o'clock his time, or 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock his time. So I'm thinking, first of all, what is he doing talking to her at this time anyways? I don't care if it's the Super Bowl, if it's the all time. I don't care. Like, and then second of all, you're talking to her and me at the same time? So much that you got confused and added us to a group? So the truth, and I try to warn him. I said, believe it or not, I always find out. Ask my kids. I always find out. Like, God will give me a dream. It will come to me, or I'll look for it. One way or the other, I always find out. Don't lie to me. So I let it, I'm stuck because I'm like, so, and he sends a video of Kevin Hart, a meme of Kevin Hart being like, oh, if this is what Latinas look like, hola, como está? You know, he was trying to be funny, like, damn, the dancers look so fly that I want to get with that. Now, I know he wouldn't be sending that to me. Because, first of all, whose girl wants you to tell them that somebody else look good, that you want to go get that? Like, no chick, no wife, no girlfriend wants to hear their man thirsting over a chick that he saw shaking their ass. Like, no girl. Oh, it's just a meme. No, yeah, obviously I sent it by mistake in a group chat. I didn't mean to say. I was like, well, it wasn't meant. So that means you were talking to her while you were talking to me, while you were driving drunk. So that's 3, 4 strikes all in one. Too many distractions. Plus his phone is cracked. So Like, you could barely see what the hell you're doing anyways. So I'm like, that's dangerous and stupid all at once. But I call him because I'm like, okay, we agree. After this, I blocked the Miss Kitsit girl, and that, or that was before then. The before the Super Bowl, we agreed that if we had any issues, instead of me running like I did the first time, I would come up to him and talk to him and like be honest, and we would work it out. We would try to talk it out no matter what. So that way I didn't have feel the need to run this time. And he agreed, we agreed. So fine. So I called him. He's like, I already know. I said, you know what? I said, you know what? I fucked up. I messed up. I said, what did you what did you do? I saw that I had you in a group with her. I deleted the group. I said, no, you're so drunk that you don't know. You left the group, but you left me there with her. So I didn't know her name. I didn't know her page until that day. So I was like, the more I talked to him, the more he tried to deflect. No, it was meant for you. I said, there's no way that you meant to send me a message saying that you were going to have to up your Spanish because you wanted to talk to the dancers. There's no way. Like, who would do that? Who would send that to their significant other, to their partner? Nobody. Nobody that wanted to keep their marriage or keep their girlfriend or keep nobody. So I'm like, no, that was meant for her, which pissed me off because I'm like, why are you even talking to her at this time? Friends don't need to talk booty call hours. It should be off limits for friends. So it's like, no, it wasn't like, okay. I'm like, whatever, we're getting nowhere. Then he finally gets frustrated enough, drunk enough, because I think he goes in and have more drinks at home, that he finally admits it. He's like, I just fucked up. Yes, I was meant for her. I thought I left the group. I thought that dismantled the group. I said, no, I'm still there with her. So I leave this girl a message. He stays quiet. I'm hoping that he's like, look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to send you a group chat with my girl. Something. He stays quiet, like he's not even there. So that was alarm number one that let me know that something else was going on with this girl. But we agreed that he was gonna take a break from her. I said, I understand if you have a friendship with this girl, and this girl was there when I broke your heart, when I left you alone, you felt whatever you felt. I don't want to say suicidal, but it seemed like he was really going through it. And so was I, but I'm like, you, to me, he chose her. So, like, why would I be wanting to not be here because the guy chose another girl over me? Like, that's his loss. So that's where my mind was up the whole time we were broken up. So never knew he was gonna be missing me that much. So I was like, okay, she was there, she saved you, you're still here because of her encouragement and her family. And I know how Spanish families are. Like, they can be very inviting. Hey, Bobby, come here, come eat. Da da da. You're too skinny. Da da. That is true. That is part of the Caribbean Latin culture. We are all like that. So I believe that part. That she was probably instrumental in helping him heal. The fact that I had a problem with was that you were holding on so tight to this person that you were trying to have me and them at the same time, and it doesn't work that way. So we agree for him to have a break, which means 6 months just business, because they do business together. Like, her family has some kind of pesticides business, and he does pressure washing. So I could see how they can cross paths and be like, hey, this person needs their yard work, or this concrete clean, or whatever, this yard work done, or house painted. Like, he does it all. Now, that's one thing I got to give him. He is a do-it-all type of man's man. So that was one of the things that really attracted me to him. But so when he comes in March, the Super Bowl was in January, whatever it was. In March, I see Sylvia, Sylvia, Sylvia. I'm like, I thought we said we were going to take a break from her. In 6 months, it's not 3 months. So what is she doing? Like, and then on top of that, I felt like they were being sneaky, because he probably told her, like, oh, don't comment on my page because she's tripping. So she's stupid enough to just comment, send DMs. So I'm like, okay, I don't know I don't know what you guys have going on, but keep me out of it. Like, you, choose, because I don't want to go through this stuff again. Like, this is stupid. You say you want to marry me, you're introducing me to a lot of people, but you're treating me like I'm just some side hoe. Like, I'm not gonna be no side chick for my husband to be. Like, what is this? What kind of confusion crap? Well, no. Yeah. I was like, no, no. I know exactly. I've done that before, where I had my kid's godfather. Whenever I felt like whatever, I had him to make me feel like I was a girlfriend, but I wasn't. We were exes, but we knew each other like brothers and sisters by this time, but it still felt like it. When we hung out or whatever, I didn't feel lonely. I didn't feel this and that. Maybe I did the same thing for him between relationships, but I still had my son's dad, then my other son's dad. I dated, da, da, da. So you had the best of both worlds, because you have one person that can give you this and that your partner doesn't give you. So I've done that before. I'm like, I've written that game, I've done that game. I'm over it. Like, you can't play me in that way, because I've done it. So he tried his best though. And so this girl kept coming up. Then all of a sudden, after he comes, he blows up. He's like, I just want you to trust me. I don't know why you don't trust me. I'm here with you. I'm trying to take care of you for your surgery. I'm over here busting my. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm being too hard. He is here. He is. He's not hiding me. He's not, whatever. Fine. He goes back home. He posts this, oh, my fiance to be. I was like, oh, wow, okay. I guess he is serious this time. He didn't do that before. So I'm like, okay, I calmed down. Then there she comes. My cat passes away. This was before she came. There was a lot of things that kept coming to me. I didn't even have to look. There was a post about, I don't you guys have seen these, where somebody from the opposite sex touches somebody's partner, and some of those things look like it could turn deadly. Like, the guy comes down the stairs around trying to catch the guy, or if it's a girl, the girl comes around trying to, or yankees her hair, da, da, da. So there was a meme, like a girl doing that to a guy, and he does the little circle thing that you could do a purple bubble. And he's like, oh yeah, Peppy, whatever her freaking Instagram name is. you better rep your king, and it's linked to this page. So I'm like, okay, finally we see a guy that this girl is, maybe that's her husband because he said her king. So I click on the page. I'm like, okay, then there's the business correlation. It's the pesticides business. It's a guy's name. So I'm like, okay, that must be her husband. Finally, I see a husband. Okay, maybe he wasn't lying. Maybe he was. She is married. She is just a weird, obsessed person with my man. So I let it go, and I tell him about it. I say, hey, I seen this post. I finally saw that the girl has a husband. I'm like, cause you said king this. He's like, what? I tell him the page. He's like, huh? So when my cat dies, this page comments under my post, under his post, like, oh, I'm so sorry, bestie, for your loss. I'm like, bestie, what the? This bitch is crazy. Now she's commenting under her husband post to get off this bestie crap, to just sneak that in. And on my baby's post, like, I don't know. I didn't think I was gonna be this hurt about a cat. That was my baby girl, though, man. Like, cats, dogs know what, how to comfort you, how to love on you, but they also demand a lot. Like, cats, they will demand food and this and that, but the love that they give you, it's like unmatched. I've never felt so understood. So, and I know for people that aren't cat people, it probably sounds stupid, but so I'm like, what is this bitch doing under? Like, I didn't even notice until after he left. I noticed it like maybe April last month. I was like, why would she comment under another page trying to be sneaky, calling you bestie? And then she did that on a couple of business posts, like, oh, bestie is the best. I said, stop. Tell her to stop with this bestie crap. I'm your bestie. If I'm supposed to be your everything, she shouldn't have she shouldn't feel that comfortable to disrespect me like that on your pages. Like, what's wrong with you? Why? Oop. Uh, I was trying to curl it, but either way, I was like, and I told him, I said, and I really shouldn't have to tell you to check your friends, like if it's just a friend. And I felt like she was now doing it on purpose because he went back there. The way she acted, I could tell that he would go back to her and be like, oh, she's tripping, oh, she's this and that, don't worry about it, I got it, I'll get her under control, whatever. I'm a freaking hurricane. I'm a tornado. You cannot control what you can't touch. So, no, you can't control me. Now, if you talk to me nice and you're loving, it might seem like you have a lot of control over me. And I might even feel that way. I might feel like, let me let go. Because I really do want to be the female in the relationship, the just let my man lead and all that crap that you hear that you're supposed to do as a female. But you have these weak ass men not knowing how to run their life and keep people in check. Like, it's very simple. For me, the minute that he called me his girl and he wanted to go public, I checked a couple of people. I say, hey, I know it's your part of your normal language to call me queen and call me beautiful and this and that. Now, I know I am. Okay, fine. But I would appreciate it if you wouldn't make those comments public Or if you don't even call me that in private, like I don't play like that. I'm very serious. Once when I'm talking to somebody, I'm very serious about who I'm talking to and what the boundaries are with anybody else. Um, but he couldn't do the same for me. I think he just kept making her feel like she had more power and more say in our relationship. And he kind of did me dirty by letting her know that she was getting to me. And I could tell he told her because she would get a little more bolder and a little. And whenever I had an issue, if she made a bestie comment or whatever, the first time I noticed, I went off. I was like, bitch, bestie, who? No, I don't think I did because it was his business. I didn't want to be, rude like that. But I was like, I asked you already not to call my husband to be bestie. I already told you that. So instead of just deleting her comment or checking her and say, hey, you can make a regular comment if you want, but my wife to be my girlfriend is right. Like, we need to cool it on that. No, he just deletes both of our comments. So I was like, okay, whatever. I guess her comment is gone, so I won't complain. Her comment is gone. She'll get the message. No, there was another thing that was brought up. Oh, I think that's when I noticed the comment under Kolabola's post that he made. He made this beautiful tribute to her and all that stuff. And I was like, why would she try to be sneaky and use her husband page, calling you bestie, like, and under my baby's post? Like, that really hurt me because I was like, you playing with fire. Like, I wanted to knock her blocks off. Like, I wanted to go, man, if the situation wasn't hard to fly like it is now, I would have been down there and checked her ass. Like, don't play. Like, you don't know that side of me. But at the same time, I thought to myself, what would that do though? Like, if I if I did do that, what would that do if he went back to her and apologized to her? Like, that would just make me look stupid. So I'm glad I couldn't even think about doing that. Um, but I told him, I said, that really hurt me. And there's some other comment with Miss Kissy. Oh, before I get to that, in between time, after he left in March, um, I actually had a night that it was nagging me. This Miss Schizo lady, why is it so hard for him to get rid of her? Like, I blocked her. And when I looked at his followers, I noticed he wasn't following her, but he let her follow him. So I was like, so you unblocked her, text her, say, hey, you could follow me, or send her a message, hey, you could, and she followed you like a dummy. Okay, fine. So that already had my blood pressure up to here. Because I'm like, okay, now you have a bestie that I can't get rid of. But now you're letting somebody that's supposed to be married, that's in Georgia, that don't mean nothing, that's not a friend, that's just a high school person that you knew back in the day, supposedly. Now you letting them play in my face? I was like, okay, something is up with this Miss Kitsa lady. So, one of my friends say, oh, why aren't you on Thread? I was like, you know what, let me check it out. I have a feeling that I'm going to find more truths. I saw that he had it on for a while, whatever he claimed. I'm not on there, but his little bubble kept popping up. So I'm like, well, you must be posting, because once in a while I'll see like who's on Thread. But now that I know how Thread works, once you download the stupid app, it it looks like you're on there all the time. Like, it'll just tell your friends like, oh, Joette's on Thread. Check out what she's saying. So I go on, and it's not that hard to find Like, I'm like, oh, let me see what my baby was posting, what my baby was talking about. Now, mind you, I think to myself, okay, he was single for almost 2 years, so I know I'm gonna see some flirting, I'm gonna see some stuff. I was not ready. Him and Miss Skitzer were going back and forth all day long. And then I noticed, like, he had an accident a while back, had surgery, had his shoulder, like, he took a big fall out of a roof. I flew down there. I was like, oh my God, even though we're not together, I still care. Like, and if it was, I felt like it was my fault. He got distracted, and because we just broke up, and it was for, so he introduced me to his parents that time. That was the second time we going down there. I met some of his church people. I was like, well, I don't know what to do because we're supposed to be broken up. But, he's like, no, I really, we talk about it. However, we come to an agreement to still try. That's how he makes it to come for Christmas and New Year's, that 2022. So it must have been early 22 where he got into he fell, and I went down there. And then later on that 22, he came and brought in 23 with us. So we were going strong, going good. But 2 months, now we were talking, we were back talking, we were together. 2 months after I left from the accident day, because you could, when you look at somebody on Facebook, you can type in their name, anything that they have posted that's like got a lot of likes or whatever, a lot of comments will pop up. So his surgery picture came up. I was like, okay, this day, I was there maybe the week after the surgery. 2 months after I was there, when he was asking me to be back together and all that stuff, he was, now I know it's just jokes and whatever, but he was telling this big booty hole on thread, because she was like, oh, does it look nice? Talking about her leggings, knowing thirst trap, basically, thirst buckets. It's like, oh yeah, it's good enough to marry. I was like, oh, really? 2 months in? After you took a dive talking about, I couldn't see, I couldn't think without you, and you fell off a roof because you were so distraught. But 2 months after I give you a chance again, you over here proposing to somebody else. Even if it's fake, even if it's joke, it's still hurtful. But that's not what hurts me the most. What hurts me the most is he kept trying to make me feel like I was some lost cause. Why are you tripping over internet people that don't mean nothing? When he was flirting, trying to meet up, trying to kiss up, trying to do this and that with Miss Kissett. Then I get curious. I said, let me see how long this Miss Kissett lady's been on his page just thirst trapping for him to. Now, when he was flirting with her on thread, we were not together. But the fact is, you told me present day that there was nothing, there's never been nothing, you're not even attracted to that person, blah, blah. It's just a high schooler. You're tripping over internet people. That's dumb. You're insecure, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So I go down. First, I'm actually like, I'm on my cat's page. And I'm like, you know what? He said that um, no, I think I'm just being nosy at this point. I was on my regular pace. So I'm going down, down, down. I click on anything that has more than one comment. Click, click, click. This Miss Kitsa lady was there from the beginning. She was there, and when we when I booked the flight, I booked the hotel, and it was the honeymoon suite with the hot tub and all that stuff. She talking about, oh, something about she want to be there. She want, I don't know, some bull. So I'm like, this girl was there from the beginning. But I noticed that he doesn't respond. Is she talking about, oh, that looks good whenever he's cooking, or ice cream and cake? Oh, I want some. Give me some. Where's mine? I'm like, this girl. But I've noticed, I said, well, even if this is a girl that had a crush on him in high school, he's not responding. He doesn't start to respond until after we break up. And then after we get back together, he's still letting her comment all kinds of wild stuff. So I checked him. I said, hey, I send him a few because people always want proof. I sent him a few. I said, look, before you say anything about this girl not meaning nothing, I already seen thread. I take screenshots. I already seen threads. I already seen you fake proposing to somebody 2 months after your accident, which we were still together. You were still planning on marrying me. So, was I wrong for leaving you the second time too? Like, no, I wasn't. So I felt vindicated. Like, okay, well, I thought this was a loyal, faithful guy. I thought he was a good Christian guy. I thought because he has a sister and he treats them so well. Oh yeah, they say that if you treat your mom, and that's some bull. That's some bull. Females need to stop looking at that, because what happens is, especially if you're the only boy or the baby boy or whatever, if you have a lot of sisters, you have a lot of enablers. People will cover for him. Like his niece, I sent him a text. When I saw the threat stuff, I was like, oh, your uncle, da, da, da. And mind you, I was stupid. That was stupid of me because that's his family. But she does what most females in that situation will do. It's like, oh, Unc, are you okay? Are you okay, Unc? I'm like, bitch, I'm the one that's hurting. Your uncle is a thought. Like, your uncle is a whole hoe out there. Like, check him. Don't baby him. Like, what the? I hate females sometimes. Like, I have two aunts that baby the heck out of my dad. And he did me wrong, but they baby him, so whatever. Um, so I was like, yeah, I apologized to the girl because I said, I just talked to her when he came in March. I just talked to the girl, and she has nothing to do with this. So I feel stupid for even trying to get a female to see my side, because if it's a female that's used to enabling and babying a grown ass man that does females wrong and play the victim, they'll never see the other side. So it's whatever. So so all that happened, and I checked him. He's like, oh my God, you have too much time on your hand. I said, well, guess what? God wouldn't have put it in my heart to check you, fact check you, if you just told me the truth. If you just said, hey, when we broke up, me and Miss Kissy, yeah, we were flirting. That's what the donut thing is about. Da, da, da. No, you let the donut thing bug me enough for me to go digging, and I never even expected to find what I found on Thread. And then I'm thinking, now I don't have Google Business, this and that. I don't mess with my business. Okay, I believe that. But I said, I would be, I don't know if I could trust you. Because now it's like she already told you to fill her donut. And when I told you, I had to literally tell him like 6 or 7 times for him to take my word for it. Like, why would I make that up? Like, and randomly just pick a chick. My spirit was bothered by, there was 3 females, but those 2 were the main 2, and I was right. Like, my spirit was right. gut feeling was right. He, I think what happened with the bestie, I think he thought when he chose her the first time, when we broke up the first time, I think he thought, oh, I found me another Spanish Latina. I don't need her. She's over there. She's over here. So, and boom, boom, boom. But I think what happened was that the girl didn't like him the way that he liked her. And then he was like, well, damn, I guess if we just have to be friends, then I'll take it because it's good enough for me for right now. But then he's like, oh, I could have my best friend that I like, that I'm attracted to, that I want to, and I could have my fiance back. Oh, best of two worlds. Why not? And he tried to make me feel like I was wrong, that I was insecure. He, even the last text that he just sent, anyways, I'll get to that when I get to that. But he tried to make me feel like I'm the one in the wrong. I was being insecure. I was. So fast forward to Mother's Day. I think we keep having issues about this bestie comment and this girl being too involved, and he protecting her feelings more than he's protecting my feelings. By this time, I'm finding out that he, instead of deleting the bestie comment on my daughter's page, my cat's page, I just asked him, fine, if she wants to call you bestie, whatever, can you please just delete it off Cola's page or Cola's post? Because that's that's like beyond disrespectful. That's like going above and beyond to me. Like that would be like one of my kids dying and she coming to the funeral, sitting up front with us. Like, what are you doing? Get back. Like, oh my God. I'm so glad I've never met this girl and I never will. Because to the day I die, I have a feeling that if I ever see her face to face, she's going to catch something to the face. Not based on what he did, because F a guy, F a dick. Like, I'm over that part. It's the fact that you know how it was affecting me, and instead of backing up and being respectful, you try to like dig it in a little bit more. And she enjoyed it. She reminds me of my stepmom, kind of evilish, devilish, snakish, like that. So I already had a bad vibe because she reminded me of my stepmom off top. So anyways, Mother's Day come, no good morning, no happy Mother's Day, no nothing. I'm like, well, maybe he's pissed, but maybe he's saying happy Mother's Day publicly. And maybe I'll get roses later on or arrangements or something. Shoot, the narcissist was hell to deal with. But I knew any holiday, any birthday, anything. I had a good old arrangement coming my way. And he was not cheap. He wasn't getting me like the little cup thing. He was getting me the big old bouquet. Me and my kids ate those fruits for 2 days. So I could at least, like any of my exes, even my ex-husband, when he was mad, he was still sent stuff. Because it's not about the feeling. I don't feel like it. It's the commitment. Like, I'm a great mom. If you thought I was going to be your wife, then what's the difference? Tomorrow's another day. You still have to deal with me tomorrow. So you might as well be nice. So he's online for like an hour, and I'm watching it on Facebook. It has a little bubble. He's probably sending Happy Mother's Day to everybody on the block, minus me. I'm like, dang, you didn't even say Happy Mother's Day. That's hurtful. Whatever, whatever. He's like, well, the day is not done yet. Nothing, nothing. All day, nothing. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to look like the fool. Like, forget this. So I just take him off my page because what does that look like for you to be like, I'm in a relationship going on 5 years with this person, and they don't acknowledge you on your birthday or your, well, my birthday was before, so it was gonna come, but on Mother's Day, out of all days, like, and you want to be with this person, but you don't think they're a good mom, like that was the thought process that I was going through. I was like, this is embarrassing. Like, he probably posted on everybody else, including the bestie. I'm sure she had a happy Mother's Day from him. So I was like, this is embarrassing. This is below me. This is beneath me. What am I doing? Why am I putting up with a guy that's putting somebody else's feelings before me? Like, I was just like, what the hell? So I was like, okay, I'm done. I took him off my page or whatever. But we kept communicating. I found out that he was sick because I believe he got sick because I told him, I'm like, the only way we're going to keep this going is if you take a break from this chick. I don't want to see no more besties, no more. So instead of him honoring that, what I notice is Instagram does something interesting. If you have 5 comments on your post, right? You'll see 5 comments, right? But you have somebody restricted. Now, I didn't know all this. He taught me this through his lying and his sneakiness. He actually taught me some things I never even knew. Because I kept wondering, I'm like, why does it switch from 5 to 3? There was some things like the cola post. When my baby passed away, there was 5 comments. When I clicked on that, when I clicked on it, then it just showed 3 comments and the bestie comment was gone. I was like, that's weird. So, but it just said 5, but now it says 3 and it only shows me 3. So I kept, since I knew that post had 5 comments for sure, I kept going back and forth. I logged off, not logged off, but if you just sign off, I went to my other page, came back, or I would even go from my other pages, 5 comments again. And then I would click on it, 3 comments. And then I would go to the Colas page, 5 comments again, 3 comments. So I was like, is this motherfucker hiding comments from me now? I said, oh. So instead of you having boundaries with this chick and telling her that, please, hey, we need to cool it on this bestie stuff, like my girl, she has whatever. I mean, I would prefer if you didn't put it on me, because when I set boundaries for myself, I put it on me, because he didn't even have to ask me to set boundaries on my end. I naturally did it out of respect. But if you wanted to be a punk and put it on me, hey, put it on me. Oh, my girls trips when you call me bestie. Blah, blah, blah. Now, a real man would have been like, look, I know we have a friendship. I'm cool with keeping it. But now that I'm trying to do this and I'm trying to see where it grows and I'm trying to marry this girl, I really got to set boundaries. That's what a real man would have done. A real secure, a man that's not playing about their woman. But he wanted to put it on me. I'm sure they had their little laughs, like, oh, she's tripping. Oh, I had to take your comment off because, oh, don't answer her. Because I'd send a girl a couple of voice texts. And mind you, I was cussing her out. He told me, he's like, well, I'll just tell her not to listen to it. I said, oh, so I guess you have that under control, but I hope you don't think you're going to control me like that. Because if a girl comes to me and tells me anything, I'm going to confront you. Like, That's weird. Why would you even say that? If it's just a friend, why would you want it to be that control? Like, anytime, the difference is when I had my kid's godfather in my life as a friend and like as a brother, if anything that my partner, Monty, Montre, Mark, anything that they asked me to do to make them feel comfortable, because I told them, I said, this is my friend. This is like a brother. He's been there through stuff that nobody, like everybody walked away. I'm not giving that friendship up. I was dead serious about that. I don't care how you feel. You could go if you want. And I was serious about that. But I said, at the same time, I understand how it feels. That's an ex, da da da. So, what do you need? So, Montre wanted to meet with him. And so I invited him for dinner one night. They ended up talking way too long. I felt a little uncomfortable, like talking about sports and music. And it was 10 o'clock. I'm like, get on. Like, it's time to go. I gotta get up for work and whatever else I had to do. This is too much. Now, Monty, the same thing. He wanted to meet him. He met us at, I used to be kind of like his hype woman or like slash equipment helper. So he came to one of the events. He met. I said, yeah, this is what we do. We're just in a basketball court, just playing music for the kids to play to, and that's it. He was like, okay. After that, he gave me no more problems. He was insecure, and yeah, when Johnny was born, he thought it was his because he was like, I was like, the doctor told you that the baby cord was wrapped around him, that he would have like less color on him. He already warned you that he could have like his color won't come in for 3 or 4 days maybe. So we fixed that. We're done with that. My ex-husband, he's like, I see the way you guys talk, whatever, and plus I see how you're into me. You marry me. So he wasn't insecure about it. And plus, if my kid's godfather called, I would answer the phone right in front of him. Like, he saw I didn't sneak off and go to the bathroom and all that. So it was nothing. I had boundaries. You could have friendship as long as you have boundaries, and that's what I kept since February. I kept telling him, have boundaries, have boundaries, have boundaries. And every time he would literally almost get sick when I had made him or asked him to have boundaries with this girl. So fast forward to now. Mother's Day happened. That was a big buzz. That was the big F you to me. And that was, even though the other stuff should have been, I kept forgiving him because I kept wanting to believe that I would get the first version of him that I didn't even have. I thought I had. I envisioned and I made up a version in my head that never existed of this person. I think I do that a lot. But with him, I really did it to the extreme. Like, I thought, I was like, yep, we would be that couple 20 years in, no cheating, no scandals, no nothing. Like, I really, for the first time ever, I really thought that I could have that. So, Mother's Day was the start of my downhill, like, okay, maybe this is not going to work. But I was like, I ran before. I don't want to do it again. I'm going to see what he does with this bestie crap. Once I saw that the comments were hidden, I was like, well, what's the reason of us being on each other's pages? If you're just going to hide whoever, whether it's Miss Kitsit, whether it's Sylvia, whether it's the next chick you meet next week, if it's just a friend, why hide it? So I just blocked him off everything because I'm like, yeah, I ain't got time for this to be wondering how many comments you got and who's hiding and whatever. You got that. You go be happy with that. That's what I told myself. But he came back like nothing happened. He got sick. I think he was sick for Mother's Day. So that's why I forgave him. Um because I was ready to walk out that morning when I saw that he was online telling everybody else Happy Mother's Day, because I know how he is. He doesn't just get online for himself. He wants to motivate everybody else and play up this positivity person. Meanwhile, he's a low down dirty dog. So, it was hurtful, but I was like, I heard how sick he was. I was like, okay. I popped into mommy mode. Like, what do you need? I send him some call drop because I'm like, you don't need to go to the store. If I could, I would send you like food and everything else. But after my oldest moved out, I was struggling, like trying to balance out my bills and wants and needs again. And I still have one that needs a lot, wants a lot. So, luckily I didn't have it because I would have been wasting my freaking time and money sending him crap. Meanwhile, he still had his mind set up that he was going to do whatever he wanted to do. So, but after Mother's Day, me not knowing, thinking like, well, he's sick. Like, let's see how he acts after he gets better, whatever, whatever. Well, right before that, we talked about setting boundaries, having 6 months break at least, this and that. I'm like, do you know that you literally got sick because I asked you to set boundaries and you finally agreed? And instead of you being okay with it, your body literally got sick. Like, this guy never gets sick, but he got sick over her. I was like, oh my God, just say it. It would feel better if you just say you liked her, she turned you down, or whatever happened, happened. Or maybe you guys kissed, maybe you guys fucked one time, or whatever. Like, just say what it is. It'll feel better. Your body's so tense, you got sick over it. No, no. So off and on, he's acting mad, like, oh, you keep accusing me. So off and on, that gives them the right to not text me back, not call me for a few days, not just dry text here and there. Once in a while, good mornings and good night now. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm dealing with a lot. I'm losing my voice off and on. I had 2 panic or heart attacks or stroke, whatever it was in April. I had 2 of them. I told myself in May, I said, I'm not doing it. I'm not letting a guy get me that upset that my heart feels like it's breaking every time. My heart felt like it stopped beating a couple of times over this situation. Like, and it was getting to the point that it was gonna affect my life. Like, I was like, what am I doing? Why am I giving somebody so much power over me? If they want to go, like, you know how you see these videos, if they want to talk to the girl, let them. If they want to call you, let them. Well, I wasn't letting nothing. I wanted to force it. And then Mother's Day let me know, you gotta just let it be. Let him show you what he's gonna do. Nothing happens, off and on. He's okay. We started doing these movie dates where we would do a live on WhatsApp and watch something together. Since we are long distance, we had to get creative. He missed the last one. And I was like, dang, we already don't talk that much. We already don't text that much. He went from texting me 2 or 3 times every few hours, FaceTiming me, leaving me videos. I'm driving here, babe. Da, 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 to like one good morning and maybe one text here and there. So I'm like, so you mean to tell me you gave me no Mother's Day, no gifts, no shout out, dry as hell for a week, and then you telling me you can't make it to our date night? I was like, yeah, this is the end. And he wants me to be the bad guy. He doesn't want to look or have to tell people, like, oh, yeah, I had to. She was asking me to set boundaries and I didn't want to, so I had to let her go. Like, he would sound stupid because you fought for this girl. Why would you not want to put your all into it? Like, you would look stupid. So I finally told him, I said, look, you trying to make me look like the bad guy. You trying to make me be the bad guy. You want me, like a punk, you want me to tell you we're done. So we're done, you know. But then it gets closer to my surgery, which was happening on May 21st. And I think 2 days before, I was like, I mean, we're off and on saying, texting, we're trying to become friends. In my head, we're trying to become friends. He thought we were still together. In my head, Mother's Day was it for me. But I was just trying to see how he was going to move forward. Like, he could have changed things around. Um, Even if he didn't say anything publicly, if he took that crap off where you hide comments from a certain person, if he just left her a message and let me hear it, like, look, I'm trying to make this work, we just have to have boundaries, can you please stop with the bestie stuff? Any of those things would have kept me in the game, would have kept my head in, would have been like, I'm not giving up on him. Nothing happens. He's still blaming me. He's still, oh, you're, I can't talk to, every time you want to argue about her, it doesn't mean nothing. Well, it means a lot. She means a lot to you. You're doing a lot to protect her. Meanwhile, I could be having panic attacks every other day and you could care less. So I'm not sure why you want to marry me. Is it because she didn't want you? Oh, why would you? He got so mad. I was like, okay, that's the truth. Whatever triggers a person, it's the truth. Like, it triggered him to the max when I said, oh, because she didn't want you. Yeah. So I mean, I feel like that's what happened. You know, he wanted her, and he thought he found him another Joanna. Joanna cannot be duplicated or cannot cannot. My personality, the way I am, the way I treat you, you'll never, the people that have dealt with me know this. They'll never find somebody that loves them as hard as I do, because I know how hard I love somebody. I love somebody the way I should have been loved as a kid. I love somebody as hard as I want them to love me. So, um, you know, he's acting very cold. He's answering off and on when there's different calls that need to happen. I think I was getting a call May 14, which was our 3-month anniversary, believe it or not. And he answered that call. He's like, oh, yeah, I know that you were getting a call about what time you were going to get your surgery and all that stuff. It's still, I was grateful because I just needed to talk to somebody that I felt comfortable talking to about that. I didn't care at that point if we were together or not. I really didn't see him as my man no more. But I was like, if he turns her around, he's still got time. He's still got time to turn her around. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe he's being so quiet and working so hard because he's just gonna pop up on me. Maybe he'll come a day or two before the surgery, like, yeah, I'm here to take care of my girl, take care of my baby, and shut everything else. Everything else would have been shut down. So in my head, my dumbass is thinking that he's gonna do this grand gesture, or he's gonna make a post declaring like no other girl means more or something. I'm thinking he's gonna do something big. So after that talk, I unblock him on everything. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna ask him, you know, I'm not gonna add him or nothing like that because I don't want to deal with the whether the comments are blocked or not. I want to focus on my surgery. But I thought, well, maybe we can be friends and at least talk and joke, send each other memes or whatever. Um, then I noticed a few days later, I was gonna send him something and nothing pops up. I go on my other page, nothing pops up. I go on Cola's page, nothing pops up. So I was like, huh, that's weird. Why, like, we're being friendly. Like, we're not talking like girlfriend and boyfriend. We're not talking every day, but we're being friendly. After the 14, I thought we were gonna get on as friends. And I was like, so you're so nervous about that whole situation that even though I can't see none of your pages, like to me he's dumb. He got caught in a lot of stupid mistakes, and I wasn't trying to tell him how to do it better either. But there was a lot of stuff that I was like, okay, maybe he didn't know how smart I was and how curious I am and how good at detecting lies I am and how good God is at giving me a gut feeling and an intuition. Even though I play dumb a lot of the times, I I don't play slow, but I am gullible. So sometimes I turn off or I try to turn off my gut feeling. I try to turn off that inner voice that's telling me loud and clear like this is bullshit. This is I really do because I try to like give people a chance to show themselves. And they do. They always do. So it's just by some maybe a couple of weeks, a couple of months, I don't know. It used to buy people a year or two, I don't know. But so yeah, I was just like, that's weird. I go on Facebook, the same thing. I'm like, okay, you know. But I'm thinking we're being friendly. Maybe he's done. Maybe he decided that he does want her more. Even if it's just a friendship on her end, whatever they're doing, it's none of my business. I know I'm not going to have no more panic attacks over this dude. No more heart problems over this dude. No more tears over this dude. So the day before the surgery, I'm freaking out. The night before, I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, I need to talk to, and I forget. I'm like, my baby, I need to talk to you. Nothing. Not silence. The day of surgery, I'm getting hooked up. I'm like, okay, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'm like, well, let me call, see if we could at least pray. Like, he is a Christian, so, um, nothing. I see that he sees my text like, oh, I just wanted to pray with you. I'm still waiting. I'm in the back room now. I'm changed, hooked up and stuff. But I wanted to pray with you before the surgery. Like, I'm going back in 20 minutes or so. He sees the text, no call, no nothing. Right before they pull me back, like 2 minutes, I'm like, wow. You really are an ass. Like, I forget what I said, but I remember saying, wow. Like, he really, like, in my head, I'm like, did you need more confirmation that he really don't give a fuck about you? Like, he really don't care about you just because you put on the thought that he's a Christian, or that he's nice to his sisters or his niece or his mom. Like, you thought that he was gonna give you more when you're asking him to give up somebody that he actually likes a lot. And I even tested him. One time I said, well, it's obviously that you love us both. You might love her more than you love me. He didn't say nothing. He didn't dispute it. So I was like, oh, so you in love? Like, this is more than a friendship. Well, you could love friends. I said, no, no, no. You didn't say a word when I say love her and me. Like, it should be a difference. There's nobody else that I would love the same as the person that I'm planning to marry. I would clear that up right away. I'd be like, what you talking about, love? Wait, wait, wait. No, no. That's my friend. I like them. I enjoy them. I love them in that way. I would clear it up right away. He did none of that. He did none of that. So I was like, okay. And this was before the surgery, before the 14th, after Mother's Day though. So, you know, I get home because I'm hurt. Like, after surgery, after I come to, I turn on the phone to record. They're giving me instructions. It's overwhelming. I'm by myself. First of all, I was by myself. I was the only person by myself back there before they took me. I didn't know. I mean, I knew they told me if you have somebody with you, they can be with you. But I didn't know I was going to be in the back 30, 40 minutes by myself. And I heard everybody else had their wife, their husband, their mom, dad, whatever. Whoever was there, everybody else had somebody in the room with them. And this fool couldn't even pick up the phone. And I was like, wow. One more thing, I've done a lot by myself. I had my kids by myself, like Johnny, not so much. I had people there. I'm not going to lie. His dad was there every day. His godfather was there every day. His godmom was there every day. But with the Kari and so on and so on, even getting married, it was like, I think I did that by choice, but it wouldn't have been a regular marriage. Like, I've never had a quinceañera. I didn't have a sweet 16. I didn't have nothing. I wasn't baptized normal like the Catholic kids in my upbringing. In the Dominican household, you do your first communion, you baptism, this and that. None of that. I don't even know if I was baptized when I was a baby. Like, I have godfather and a godmom. They're both trash though. So I don't know. It just seems like no matter what I do in life, it's always like the harder road and the tougher road for me. That's waiting for me. It's never like easy peasy. It's never that, and I don't understand whose karma I'm paying for. Because even as a baby, I was paying for somebody's karma. Like, I just got here, and I was already given a bad hand. So, to be alone and like not have somebody to talk to, and even the lady that dropped me off, although I appreciate her, I'm not complaining. She was supposed to come in. She was supposed to park the car, come in. I was sitting in the waiting room by myself. She just dropped me off and drove off. And then when I was coming to, they're like, who do we need to call? She wasn't there yet. I told her I would be out by 10:30. I think it was like 11 almost. So I was a little. It was a little later. The anesthesia had me going. I had a hard time opening my eyes. But so anyway, she came in at some point and this and that, they were explaining stuff. I just turned on my phone, hit record because I was like, I'm not gonna remember none of this. My head is still messed up. The fact that somebody wants to marry me and they couldn't even pray with me, they couldn't be there for me. Even if I was, I'm not, we're just friends. I don't care if it's my dad, if it's my stepmom. The other day, my sister that I don't talk to anymore, the younger one that moonshoved me for 20 years, called me. I'm in the emergency room. I knew, I know we're not talking, but I said, you don't even have to explain nothing. It don't matter what is going on. If there's an emergency with you, my other sister, my brothers, any of you guys, I'm going to be there however I can be. So I could be there on the phone for 3 days with her, talking her through, encouraging her until she told me to stop. When she said it was too much to stop, I stopped. We haven't talked since then. So she's good now. So as long as she's good, she doesn't need big sis. It's just fine. It's fine. Um, But I thought to myself when I was coming to and I was tearing up about it, I was like, damn, I'm starting to realize that even if my dad said, oh, I had a heart attack or I had a stroke or anything, I'm in the hospital, I might not go fly over to see him, but I would talk to him on FaceTime. I would comfort him. Like, I wouldn't want nobody to pass away. I had two people. Well, one person, the other person pretended to be dead. But I had one person pass away that I felt like was my mom. We had a fight, and 3 days later, she was gone. And the guilt that I still feel to this day, the fact that I could never say goodbye. So, knowing that type of pain, I I told myself I'm never doing that again. Like, if anybody that I care about, now this fool, no, he couldn't call me for shit because you acted that way towards me when I was vulnerable, when I was begging just for you to show a little care. And you were doing it because I was asking you to set boundaries. It wasn't because I was mistreating you. It wasn't because I was cheating on you. It wasn't, you chose to not talk to me because you want to keep a girl as your friend. Like, I can never forgive him again. I never, ever, 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 ever want to hear from that dude again. Never. But like a dummy, being emotional, my hormones were still shooting fireworks that night. Throat cutting everything. Couldn't say past 2 words. I called him. Because he didn't leave me a voicemail. He didn't leave me a reply. He didn't send me a text. He didn't send me a meme. Nothing. I think he did eventually around, I got home around 5 and maybe around 7. He said, hope your surgery went well. So I called because I was like, okay, that means he's home from work. Nothing. No call back, no text back, no nothing. So I told them, you know what? F you. I'm done. Like, you could hear me begging you to call me back, to pray with me, to be human, to be a friend, to be anything. And you could hear somebody saying that you say you loved, that you said you wanted to marry. And you could still be that cold too. I don't need anybody around me that can treat me like, can be that cold hearted. That's a dangerous person to keep around you. That's a person that would poison you, choke you in your sleep. I could never trust anybody like that. So that was 21, right? 521. 523. I already made the mistake of sending him more than one thing for our 5 year anniversary. I'm thinking it's a 5 year anniversary. This was back in March when when I was trying to do everything. Timu takes forever, so I send it then, before the panic attacks, before all that. And I thought about everything. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have my baby looking fresh on Sunday, because I saw that the 23rd was like a Friday or Saturday, whatever. So I was like, yeah, he's going to go with a brand new watch, brand new chain, shirt, glasses, get rid of those 80, 80 style glasses, let him get, step up his game a little bit, have them all matchy blue, this sexy blue. The shirt said faith. I was like, yeah, that's perfect. That would be perfect. You could wear that to church. So I'm thinking ahead. I'm like, he sends me a heart, a glass heart, said, happy anniversary, 2021, not the dates, but 2021 to 26. And then he sends me, we were doing plastic rings to practice. He doesn't even bother clicking on the ring to see what size I send him. I just send him the color. I was like, I want this color. He knew my size. He just clicked sent, I guess. The day that he did it, he must have been mad. One of the days I was asking him for boundaries, I guess. So obviously, when I get the rings, I'm like, these look like a size 6. So I look, because I still had it saved. And I'm like, I click on it. I was like, oh, yep. What I send him is what he sent. He didn't even bother to change the size. No flowers, no nothing. I'm thinking it's a 5 year anniversary. That's a big deal. Um, that's one of the stones. So he's like, well, I did help you get your hair done. Like, I paid for your hair and I paid for this and that. But I was like, well, those are not gifts. I'm paying you back for some of that. Like, so I'm like, okay, that's kind of dry. But I was like, whatever. He sends me a picture smiling. Mind you, this is after me begging him to pray with me for the surgery. He just keeps sending me these dry ass texts talking about, I hope your surgery went okay. Off and on. Like every 10 hours, 12 hours, he decides to think about me. So at this point, I'm just not even like, whatever. I'm just focusing on my healing. FM, I'm done. I'm like, but he sends me pictures of him smiling because, of course, I know how to, like, I watch people enough to know what would look good on them, what I think that they need if they don't have in their wardrobe, or what would look good on them and what I think I would like to see them in. So, of course, I knew the stuff I was sending him was flashy, the way he likes to be flashy, and that it would look good on him. And plus, the glasses game needed upgrade. Like, stop doing the 80s plastic glasses, acting like that's cute. For work, yeah, that's what you need for work, but not everyday life. That's crazy. It's not that expensive to get yourself some cute glasses. So I'm like, okay, instead of just saying it or making him feel bad, let me just upgrade his game a little bit. So he sent me picture with the glasses and some whatever. Anyways, all the other stuff. He's like, yeah, I like it all. I love it. Da, da, da. So he's acting like nothing has happened. Like he didn't just leave me high and dry. He didn't hear me begging and pleading for him to call me, to pray with me. He didn't hear me like forcing out cries the night of my surgery. Hurt like hell. Asking him, how could you ignore my calls? Like, it's bad enough that you already didn't pray with me. He replies with, well, I was on a roof. I know you. I know you. If I didn't say nothing about that girl, if you didn't get caught trying to hide comments, if I didn't do the thread deep dive, if I didn't find out about Miss Kitsip being on your page talking grimy since we first started talking in 21, if none of those things happening, that fool would have been on the phone with me, would have been like, I'm not going into work until you get out of surgery or until you go into surgery. I'm going to stay on the phone with you the whole time. I'm gonna be, or he would be there. I mean, now mind you, he did come in March trying to be here. The surgery was supposed to be then, and he did stay extra because I was dealing with some asthma stuff. So that's the type of person that he is when he's good with you. Now, when I talk to him, I'm like, why are you sending me pictures like everything's good? Well, you asked me to send pictures. I said, yeah, but that was before the surgery. Like, I don't care to see. I knew you would like the gifts. I knew I did a good job, did a better job than you. I was like, to be honest with you, I'm surprised what you sent for a 5-year anniversary. That's when he's like, oh, I'm sending you money for this and that. I send you money to do your hair. I'm like, okay, well, if I knew that, then, well, no, I would have taken the money because I needed it to get ahead. Like, I was behind on some stuff. Like I said, having my son moved out the way he did and without warning just messed a lot of things up. Like it just threw everything off balance. But I think now I'm gonna be good now. But even that was cold because I was like, um, no, he would have done more. If I didn't ask for the 6 months boundary thing and if I didn't catch him trying to hide comments, he would have done more. He would have sent flowers. He would have sent something else. It just felt like, well, it's already on the way. I can undo the gifts. I can unsend it. So that's probably what happened. If he could unsend it, he probably would have. And but either way, at this point, by the 23rd, the girlfriend anniversary thing, I was so like, whenever he texts, I was like, okay, just whatever. At this point, I didn't know if we could be friends. I even told him, I said, if we're not going to be together, we might as well just stop talking. Because I don't see us being friends. Like, you don't know how to be a friend. Um, you're an ass. Like, you're mean, devilish, evil ass. Like, you don't know how to be friends. At least not to me. To the bestie he knows. Because he wants her. But because he already been thinking that, you know, he was too hot to handle, I think having me in his life made him feel like, oh well, if she wants me, then I'm hot shit. I made you feel that way because I felt that way about you. You made me feel the way that I felt about me because you felt that way about me. It's a two-way street. Like, if you're good for somebody, then yeah, other people might be like, there are some females that only want a guy because they seem to be a good guy to that girl. They're like, oh, he's such a great dad. He would be a great husband. Let me. They just want you for the moment, if they want you at all, or if they want to use you. Like some girls would be like, well, let me see what I could get. He's thirsty. Let me see if I can get him to send me some money. Let me see if I can get him to take me out. So if you give up your 80 for a 20, that's exactly what you're going to get, a 20 percenter every time. And it might go down after you leave that 80. She might go down to a 10 percenter, to a 5 percenter, and then you left like, oh, damn, I gave up a good thing to be over here single and lonely again. But, yeah, so that's what happened. And then, after that one time, after the surgery and after the anniversary stuff, I I thought, I was like, well, he he was talking about patience and progress and all this. I was like, okay, I don't know who he think he's running game on. That's what I told myself. So I'm like, I'm not like out there in the street, but I've been around the streets enough to know game is game. Like, but it's funny that people think I'm too dumb or too gullible to see it. So I like that because it gives me an advantage to let stuff play out. Like, I'm not playing games with nobody. But if you want to play, I'll let you play it. I'll let you play your little playboy. Let's see what the chessboard is saying. And I'm 3 steps ahead of you as far as knowing what you're gonna do. Because I don't have the energy or the time. I'm too focused on, like, I just told them I found a church. I'm trying to get back into it where I could really feel like I'm growing in God again. Just like when I moved to Florida, I really felt so close to God. I missed that feeling of being with God's family and in God's community and not cussing, not dealing with stupid guys and this and that. Just focusing on my relationship with my boys and God. That's it. And whatever came with it, I got distracted and I met my husband and I married him. I didn't do my research. I didn't let time. This what this is why this time I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, my husband asked me to marry him after 3 months. And I have gotten other proposals, other those type of things, but I never felt like so sure. But I think we were both love bombing each other. I think we were both like so desperate to be loved and thinking that we might not find that type of love, that we both kind of fell into that wormhole of like, we got each other, nothing else matter. But yes, something else does matter, because on if you're not equally yoked, I used to think that that was a whatever, because it's like, if you love somebody, you can maybe help them get there. I used to think that until my husband. I used to think that religion don't matter, beliefs don't matter, as long as you communicate and are open and are faithful, then it'll work out. Now, if you're not vibing on the same frequency, on the same level, um, you don't have common ground at the level surface level, then you're going to have a hard time trying to maintain the foundation. One person is building with bricks, another person is building with sand, another person might be building with sticks, another person might be building with rocks. So nothing is as stable as God, which is the foundation, which is the bricks, the concrete, you know. So I learned that the hard way through my marriage. And that's why I told myself, I said, I'm going to go back to the 3 year thing. I'm not going to think nobody's going to be my husband until I know we can make it past the 3 years. And even though we weren't together for 2 of the 5 years, I was like, okay, we're celebrating 5 years. Maybe that's God telling us, like, okay, we got 2 more years of bull, 2 more years of bull, and then we're over that 7 year hump and we can make it through. If we can make it through everything we made it through, and we make it to the other side, but the internets and that bestie is too much, was too much. We couldn't get through that. Only because why? How many times have I said it? Boundaries. Boundaries were loosey goosey on his end, and I cannot. I cannot fall in line. I cannot let you leave me. I cannot trust you. You hiding comments. You telling me somebody's nothing when you were flirting with them, giving them an access to you, to the fact that they felt comfortable telling you to come in them. Like, come on now. Listen. He's talking, I don't know. That doesn't mean that. I'm like, dude, as sexual as we talk and as sexual as we are, you really trying to play that card, that the don't fill my donut doesn't mean that. Okay. Like he really, I must be playing this gullible thing real good, because the way he would try to make me think, like I literally had to sit back and I was like, he really think I'm this dumb, huh? He really think wow. And it would shock me. It would shock me. And I think he was shocked. And it's like, well, dang, I tried to hide comments. And how she know? How she, what? She found out what I was doing on Threads? Oh, and I bet his head was spinning every time that he would get caught up. And even the Super Bowl thing, like, oh, dang. God, I thought I was your favorite. How did you let me get them in a chat together to let her know that I talked to that girl at nighttime? When I said I didn't, it's just business. It's just business. It's just business. Her whole family's there. But I'm like, the hoe is next to you every time. Every picture, I don't see nobody else in the pictures except for this other girl, Candy. But even her, I was like, you see, that's what a real friendship look like. If it's nothing, it's nothing. When you said my fiance to be this and that, she congratulated us. She was like, oh, happy for you, whatever she put on the comments. And I saw Candy, oh, that's the same chick. That's supposed to be her cousin or her friend or whatever. She's Dominican, so maybe the girl tried to hook him up with that girl, but she didn't like him either, so whatever. Um, but I was like, you see, that's what a person does to have nothing to hide. Why is she DMing you all her response instead of being upfront with it? And why, if she does say something on your pages, why does it have to have the bestie on it? Like, so, yeah. So this is just in case if anybody ever wants to hear my side. If because I'm sure she did it again. She broke my heart again. I'm lonely by myself again. No, this time, last time I'll say I would take that. I messed up. The first time I messed up royally because I was never gonna see that person again. And I thought I could see that person eventually. He was too much of a thought hole. When we broke up, he got straight to the streets, straight to the internet, just acting like a loosey duck out there and being I'm like, all anything I did, you not find it online. I didn't have to be out there like that. I talked to somebody for 2 weeks. That person will never come up in my life again. I'll never see them again unless we run into each other at an event. And I'm not sure if I'll ever remember what he looked like. He might not remember what I look like. After I was like, oh, this is not going to go anywhere. Da, da, da. Boom. Killed it. Cordial. Nothing major. Because it was nothing. The flirting that I do or whatever is not to the extent that it's disrespectful. Like when I was single. And I wasn't even out because I took the time. I was like, I need to heal myself after doing all these videos. Maybe he was right. Maybe I made him pay for a lot of the stuff I went through in the past with some of my old relationships. Maybe I was making him pay for stuff that he didn't deserve. He didn't deserve to be treated that way or to be questioned or this or that. So I worked on myself. He worked on himself too. He came back acting a little different, trying to give me more time because the first time that was one of the issues that I had to tell him. Hey, we haven't seen each other in a year. Are you going to make plans to come see me? Are you going to, I always had to be the one to pursue and push for the tickets to be bought and this and that, blah, blah. So I was like, how the heck do you want to be with me, want to marry me, but you don't make no effort? So that was one of the issues the first time. So I really tried this time, and that's why I stuck around after the February 14 and all the downhill stuff that happened after he asked me to be his girl, because I was like, this time I want to make sure that it's not me, that he can't go back and play the victim. Not that I care, because I don't know none of those people, and those people don't care about how I feel or how he treated me. But this time I thought to myself, I want to make sure that I gave it my all. And I know I can't go back and say, what if, what if? There is no what ifs. We know what it is. I can never trust him again. I can never believe anything he says again. All the protection that he has around him about all these enabling females is weak as heck. Like, I wish somebody would hold him accountable. I even asked him, I said, if you ask your god brother, if you ask your dad, any man, Christian man or faithful man or married man, if you ask them, ask their wife, ask your mom, ask your sisters, ask your sister-in-law, could your man have a bestie that clearly calls him bestie online? That every time you see them, the picture is only of them two? Could they do that? Oh, he never would ask them a question because he knows the truth. He knows this shit is weird as hell. He knows it was weird from the gate, and he knows he was wrong from the gate. But I held on. I think I did pretty good. 3 months of hell, 2 panic attacks, or whatever they were, some kind of heart issue problems, 2 major ones. I could I didn't know if I was going to make it through. I was having a hard time breathing. Man, and both of them were different. One of them was just like, it felt like my heart was being stabbed with needles, and it was so painful. And then the other one was like my heart was being squeezed and squeezed. And it was, oh man, it was so scary. And telling him that, like, he felt bad the first one because he was actually on the phone with me when I started having that one. And I think at first he thought I was making it up, but then the more he's like, oh, calm down, like, I think he felt bad, but not bad enough to cut her off, not bad enough to set boundaries, not bad enough to get his act right, not bad enough, but still came and played with me and introduced me to people, more sisters and the niece and his god brother when he went back, still played with me, acted like he's Mr. Good Guy, acted, caused me a big old fight with me and my oldest. I chose him, I stood by him, I stood up to my son, which that never happened before. I didn't choose him over my son, but I did. I was like, okay, you're old enough to not have me baby you anymore. Like, I don't have people around my kids like that. I even had him talk to my kids about him wanting to marry me, which was huge because I respect my kids so much. They're everything to me. So I didn't want to be embarrassed if it wasn't going to be something real. So he did all that to still choose the friend over the relationship. So I don't even have to ask, but I'll ask you, what would have been your cutting point? What would have been your done time? Would have been the first bestie comment, the comment under your daughter's page, your daughter's death certificate thing, the DMs after they were supposed to not be talking, the cream donut comment with the supposedly friend that's married, that's in Georgia, that nothing happened, that I'm not even attracted, found out you were attracted, you were flirting on another app, then she was your high school friend, but nothing happened, there's nothing there, but you still leave her comments. You unblocked her when your man blocked. Like, what would have been your cutoff time, your cutoff point? And I prayed that his god brother, because I respected that situation way more than the females, because I know they're going to take his side. But I hope that his god brother hears this. Al, if you ever hear this, please talk to your boy, because he's going to play it like I'm just some crazy insecure girl. Oh, he told me the last text he sent me, he's like, because I was like, you know what? Stop playing it. F you, da da da, F this, F that, whatever. Um, it's like, oh, good, I'm getting rid of my headache. That, like, you getting rid of a headache? You mean my heartache? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be a lot more healthier, not having to deal with what is what all this looking over my shoulder thing, making me feel like I'm not good enough or that I'm not pretty enough or this and that. Like, I started having insecurities pop in my head, not because of him, but just like feeling like, dealing with the thyroid stuff and the perimenopause, I gained weight. So, oh, that's the other thing. I looked through her page. I unblocked her, and I looked through her Facebook. when somebody has it on private, you can only see the profile pictures or the pictures that are. He has a whole bunch of hard eyes on every picture, hard eyes. Oh, beautiful. Oh, this. So you still want me to believe that you don't have no attraction to her, but you've been calling her beautiful. You've been hard eyeing, hard eyeing, hard eyeing. You could like somebody's page. You could like somebody's picture. You heart, everything. And you mean to tell me there's nothing? Nothing. You, she didn't like you that way. And that's what I think happened. So he had to confirm, he had to be okay with just being a friend and still having lusting over her while having the fiance that he thought he was settling for. But in the meantime, because, he said a couple of comments that let me know that he thought I wasn't as cute or whatever. He's like, I said something about swimming, and I'm trying to work on myself, especially after the surgery. This is supposed to help my hormones get more balanced and all that, so it'll help me lose weight again and get back to my normal self. For anybody that know me from before, I've never had a stomach in my life. Even after the kids, boom, a week later, boom, I was snatched back up. Like, psh. I mean, I've never had a washboard stomach either, so I'm not gonna say that. But I didn't have no pouch, no nothing. And so to be this figure, this big or whatever, it does mess with you, and it's helpful to have the person that you're dealing with look at you like, oh, you're the most beautiful girl in the world. I love you. I love everything about you. We'll get through it. Just encouragement like, you'll get there. Don't worry, babe. Da-da. But he said something about like, oh, I'm going to have to hire a few security guards when you get there. Why? You don't think I could get them now? You don't think I can pull them now? You must. I'm thinking to myself, you have it all messed up. Personality, and the way I treat people and the way I love people. And if somebody really loves you, okay, first of all, when I met him, he had a situation going on. So I didn't judge him for that. Even though he lied about that, I didn't judge him for that. I didn't say, oh, ooh, no, I can't deal with somebody with that situation. Like, no, I saw him for the person he was and the person that I thought he was going to be. And I loved him anyways, even though he should have been honest with me before we even met up. I let it go. But after he had his procedures done and this and that, he got a little full of himself. He forgot that I was there when nobody else was there, that I accepted him when he probably felt a certain way about himself, but I didn't see him that way. So I expect the same thing from him. Especially my situation is a lot easier to deal with than whatever he was dealing with. Mine is a matter of losing weight. So, and even now, before we broke up the first time, there was another situation that, we had to deal with, and he fixed that. And I don't know. Maybe he was just feeling, I'm not going to say because I'm not going to be that grimy. But I'm like, I dealt with that and this, and you have the nerve to treat me like I'm nothing? Like you could do better? And I mean, I'm not saying he won't ever find somebody that will love him. But I know one thing, he'll never find somebody to love him as hard as I did. That's the only thing I could say. I know how hard I was in love with him. I know how much I gave of myself to him. And I was ready to, like, I love to the point that I protect you with my life. That's how deep I love. So the fact that he couldn't return the favor should have been not the life thing, but just protect my feelings, protect my heart, you know, treat me like I matter more than just a random friend that's supposedly been there for 11 years, but you only had your business for 6, and you only been, it's obvious when you go back on their timeline, they only started talking like right after we broke up or right during the time we were still together, but we were rocky. That's when they started talking. But he claimed this girl's been in my life forever. It's like, go tell that to somebody that's dumb enough to believe it. I was gonna say something else, but the lady, I have much respect for his mom, so I won't say that. But anyways, yeah, so that's the end of that. And the stupid thing is he keeps leaving clothes here like as a sign as I'm coming back, I'm coming back. I'm like, every time I have to donate the stupid clothes because I'm not gonna keep your clothes, like, and I'm not gonna spend money to ship them back, like. So now I got another donation bag to put up, and it's whatever. But I think the only reason after Mother's Day that I kept talking to him is because I felt like I needed time for me to cry it out, to miss it, to grieve it. And then on the 24th, I just felt it. I said, okay, I think I'm through. He did not have me, he did not fix nothing. He, the anniversary was whack as hell. I'm like, what am I doing? For what? For who? It's not even worth it. Like, we're not friends. We're not nice to each other. Well, I'm nice. I was nice. I was still willing to be friends. But I'm like, what would be the point of like, unless we're having future conversation or building a relationship, building a future, or we're talking sexual or this and that. So I was like, other than that, we don't, like, he doesn't encourage me uh food wise, spiritual wise. Like, if I don't bring up praying at nighttime, I was trying to incorporate God in different ways, doing family prayer, family Bible time. I would let it go for a few days just to see if he would bring it up. I'm like, let me see if he really is serious about this God thing and having God in his life, in his home, then he would, because he claimed guys will always want to say, like, you don't let me lead, you don't let, so let me see. It could be a week, it could be a month. That man did not bring up nothing. And the same thing with my kids. I always thought to myself, if he's serious about me, he knows how serious I am about my kids. Like, if it was his daughters or his kids, his boys, I would be texting them all the time, sending them meme, calling them, hey, what you doing? How's your homework? What you, like, I would be so involved. I would make sure that they knew that I was going to be their stepmom and that I loved them. Nothing. He put zero effort into my kids, into the having a godly home. I was like, what else do we have? Like, if we're not talking about getting right with each other or sexual stuff, we don't have nothing. Like, we don't have nothing else. With other people, when I kept them as friends, minus Nico, because Nico always, it always led back to the memories we had, the feelings that we had, and the sexual things that we felt for each other. But everybody else that I decided to keep as a friend, we either had spiritual things They had different things that they were teaching me, guiding me, helping me as far as, I don't know, just anything. Or even just being a good person, being there. Oh, wow, you're going through this or that. Or even they know. Just like I knew I could reach out and vent and talk to them, they could do the same thing with me. With him, you never know when he's going to answer the like he's worse than a little bitch. Like he's worse than a female. He's so damn moody. You never know what you're going to get. And then he makes it seem like he has the right to feel that way. Why? Because I asked you to set boundaries? Because you're being stupid? Because you got caught thousands of times, different ways? It's like I started thinking I was Tony Braxton. How many ways are you going to get caught? And what excuse are you going to use now? That was the interesting part. So let me see what he's. Because like, we, when we started, I was done. The minute I noticed that crap, I was done. But I was like, let me just see. And to be honest with you, I kept trying. And obviously, my heart was in it because my heart was so in it, it was being crushed. The fact that I've never gotten heart problems over a relationship. So I know I love this person way more than they deserve and way more than I ever did anybody else. So, which I thought it was impossible because I really, really felt like I felt that Nico was my true and one soulmate. I thought, okay, I love my ex-husband. I love the fathers of my kids, and there's different type of loves. And of course, my high school sweetheart, he'll always be that. So that title will never change for him. And I felt protected. I felt safe with him. Um, Too bad that, my foster parents got in the way of that. But from what I've known, from what I've seen and I known, it seemed like he went through a lot of stages. So I don't know if that would have worked out. Then I think to myself, well, if we were together and we felt the way we felt about each other, besides the army stuff, I don't see how it would change anything. But people grow, people change, so who knows? But I think about that a lot because I'm like, dang, I was 15 when I met him, and I'm 46 now. Like, that would be crazy to say you almost have 30 years with somebody or 20 some years. But either way, I do think about, even my ex-husband, I think about that. I'm like, dang, if we would have stuck through, we got married in 10 or 11. I'm spacing out on the year, but June 23rd, 26 officially on the paper, but 23 in my head because I had the dress that day. I didn't know we needed 3 days of application to wait, blah, blah, blah. But I was married on the 23rd in my head, so that's the day I count. June 23rd, 2010 or 2011. And yeah, thinking about like, dang, it's 26. We would have had all that time. But, obviously it's not meant to be. That wasn't meant to be. He was online cheating. So this is the thing. Like, he knew all this stuff, like how I caught my ex-husband online cheating, this and that, and he still tried it. He still tried to. I think he thought me telling him stuff was telling him how to not get caught. But obviously, just like internet advances, Google does too. Like, I Googled it after I saw that he was hitting comments, but I was like, let me just Google it for fun. Because maybe I didn't even have to go through all those comments, all those pictures, all those posts to find out. I wasted 4 hours. Google said it right. Yeah, you can hide comments from the from one person to another. I said, oh dang, I could have saved myself 4 hours of research if I would have just Googled it. So yeah, just don't try. Like, I try to tell people, just don't lie to me. Because if I'm into you and I really care, like if I don't care, okay, I'll see the game, I'll play the game, and I'll be like, okay, you playing that game? I'll play this game. I done that in my younger years. I said I was done. But people want to pull you back into that childish mode. And for a little bit, I was like, let me just see. Let me see how far he's going to take this for real, for real. Let me see. One day he'll be like, dang, I really want to marry this girl. I really got to get serious about this girl. So I wanted to wait just in case he got to that point. He never did. I don't know why my eyebrows look like it's been. Anyways, he never did. He thought this girl loves me too. She's too obsessed with me. She'll never leave. My husband thought the same thing. Johnny's dad thought the same thing. I don't know if my youngest son's dad thought the same thing. He was out there. He was another hoe, but and yeah, I get it. I get it. They say if you are picking the same type of person, the same type of people, then that's your fault. And yeah, it is. Because I keep thinking that these street guys can be reformed. And mind you, my oldest son's dad is not a street guy. He was a good guy. We just had a lot of issues together. And I think we were too stubborn, too young to work it out and figure it out. So we went through a lot. And I've cussed him out. I'm sure he's cussed me out. But one thing that I do appreciate, I don't know if it's because he's a Libra or what, we could apologize and really mean it. And that's why, as far as I know, I don't see him being out of my life. Even though our son is 22, I get mad. I'm like, forget it. I don't want to deal with it. But to me, he'll always be family. The kid's godfather, he'll always be family. It'll be up to him whether he wants to communicate or not. You know, that's always up to the other person. You can't control that. Another person that would be family no matter what are the different people that I met through churches here and there. Like God always puts either a couple in my way that's kind of like a brotherly love, sisterly love, or motherly love, dad love type of thing to kind of help me, guide me, and all that. So I know God always has my back that way. So even if we don't talk anymore because we lost touch or numbers changed or people pass, like those people will always be my family too. So, but out of all the friends that I have, no matter what type of friend it is, no matter how long they've been there, I always have boundaries when I'm in a relationship, separating my friendship from my partnership, from my relationship, from my husband to be, from my fiance to be, from my boyfriend to be. Always separation. That's important. And that's something that I'll never budge again on. If I noticed it from the beginning, it could be a week. We're talking for a week and I see you too comfortable with the chick, I'm not even waiting no more. I'm not doing it. So I may be alone by myself the rest of my life, which is fine. I have my kids, I had my relationships, I've been married, been divorced, been asked to be married, engaged, this and that. I've done it all. So I am not missing anything in life. Now, would I love to meet somebody that's serious about me and that really wants to get down with me like that? Yes. I'm not going to lie. I don't think I'm meant to be by myself, even though I try to fight it. The longest I fought it was the 5, 7 years after the narcissist. And then this fool came and confused me. Now, mind you, the first time I believe it was real. I think we both tried. I think I just was dealing with so much of my past that I ended up pushing him away. And that was my mistake. But that doesn't give anybody the license to come back into my life and use those things against me. If you want to be back in my life, if you wanted to be back with me, you say you forgive me for those things, but then you're like, he had the nerve to say, oh, just because you don't have friends, you trying to make me not have any. I was like, oh, okay, now you want to start digging. Okay. Well, in my head, I'm thinking, if you want to go there, we could go there. My mouth is ready. My mouth is ready at all times, but I try not to be that way because I don't know how to press stop. Like, once I see you and I treat you that way, I'm always gonna come at you disrespectful because it's like, why did you take it there? Why did you take it there? But he noticed right away. He messed up. He's like, oh, that's I said that the wrong way or whatever he said. I was like, no, you meant that. But you see, the difference is, and I took a couple of days, but I did come back to him. I said, I wanted to go back to the friendship comment that you made. I said the difference between you and your friendships and my friendships are, my friendships aren't loud. Like, the loudest I had was the kid's godfather before he got married. He would overstep my boundaries all the time and show up and come over unannounced and all that. I didn't know how to, like, until I got married. I was like, okay, look, dude, you can't just be calling me. Like, you got to give me a warning. I set boundaries. When I came back, I set more boundaries. Even though I was getting divorced, I still wanted to have boundaries just for myself. Just because I noticed when he got into a relationship, he'd be like, oh, my wife is coming. Oh, I gotta go. It's like, dude, I'm not your side chick. I'm not your hoe. I'm not your, like, why are you treating me like you have to just hide me? Like, okay. I thought that was weird as heck. I thought that was so weird. Because if it's nothing, then treat it like nothing. We're just friends. What are you acting nervous for? At least on my end, I was like, I ain't got nothing to hide. Like, when I'm with mine, I let them know, like, this is who it is and what it is. And we're going to go to church together. He's going to come pick up the kids. I mean, obviously, after he got married, we stopped going to church together. But sure, I wasn't gonna turn down the lunch if he was gonna take us out to lunch or whatever. I wasn't gonna turn that down. So I understand now how Monty and I don't know, Montre was playing like he was hurt. I don't think he really cared. But I understand how Monty or maybe even Mark felt like hearing his name all the time, like, oh, this and that, Godfather, this and that, Godfather, this and that. Or like even money because he wasn't a churchgoer. So I don't know if that ever bothered him. I don't think he ever said anything like, why you have to go to church with him? Or I don't know. I don't remember if he said anything. But seeing this situation, but the difference between me and this guy is that if my partner had an issue, like let's say with the bestie thing, that would have been deaded. The first go, hey, first of all, I would have deleted the comment before my person saw it. I would have called the person and been like, look, this is a sad moment for her. Like, why would you want to come disrupt that? I would have looked at that person like, what are you trying to do? Because she just lost her baby girl, her baby cat. Like, even if you don't understand that type of bond or that type of love, like, it would be like you losing a kid after only 3 years. Like, it hit the same to me. And I would have checked that person like, why are you trying to cause an issue? Like, I understand we're friends and we call each other bestie and this and that, but I'm trying to figure this out. Like, let me have the time to figure this out. Chillax. I don't want to lose you as a friend, or I don't want to lose your business. And I hope we could still be cordial, but relax. Like, that would have been the way I would have approached it. I know how I talk, and that's how I would have handled it. And it would have been, and guess what? If the person overstepped one more time, they would have been blocked. That's it. If we could still be friends, we could still do business. Like before social media, people still did business. You weren't on each other's faces like that. So it wouldn't even have gone to that extent of disrespect over and over and over and over. And the whole DMing thing, I would have been like, hey, like the Super Bowl thing, that was a little weird. I messed up. Even if I was too drunk to remember, because he claimed he was too drunk to remember that he was supposed to not be talking to her, I would have been like, you know what, I messed up. I heard her. Like, I'm really trying to see what's up. We're friends, we're cool, but let's just chillax. Definitely no 20, 30 different things in my DMs with that person. No. Like, that wouldn't have happened. Because why? Boundaries. Anyways, long video. Haven't done this in a while. And I'm surprised. I don't know if you guys noticed. I had a couple of moments that I had to gas a little bit. Ooh, a little bit. And right now it feels like I'm stretching it. So I'm going to sit back, let the skin kind of... I was so nervous, guys. Getting back to the surgery, I was so nervous. Oh my God. After he didn't answer the text or the call, the girl nurse, I was talking to a Dominican guy. He was like a grandpa type. So 62, 63. He's Dominican, talks just like my dad. Oh my God. I was like, oh, God must have known that I needed somebody like you right now, today. So he was like, oh, I'm glad that I could be here for you. Yeah, you probably are. He said, I think his daughter was 3 years. His oldest daughter is 3 years younger than me, so 43. So he was like, yeah, I could see it. He kind of, my daughter, I haven't talked to her in a while, so this is good for me too. So we were just talking about family. He lived in Chicago, Boston, and Oregon, all these places. I was like, man, you moved there. You like Seattle? That's it? You staying? He's like, yeah. Even though it rains a lot, we can't find our food. It's not a lot of... I feel like I have to burp. I feel like I have to burp, but nothing comes up. So he's like, yeah, even though, this or that, but, I have a good job. Obviously, he's the pre-prep person, so I'm sure they get paid way more than a regular nurse. So Lou, if you ever run across this from Harborview, Northgate Harborview Hospital, thank you so much. because I would have lost it the whole time I was back there by myself. I would have lost it. He kept me laughing for an hour or so, an hour and a half at least. But then when the girl nurse came after him, I don't know what she asked me, but I started tearing up. I think every girl nurse kept the guys didn't care, but the girl nurse kept asking me, like, "Oh, is there somebody we could call? Is somebody in the waiting room for you? Are you here by yourself?" Like they just kept reminding me. I was like, "Yes, I'm here by myself. Stop telling me." But the one that came after Lou, I think because I just tried to text him and call him, came back from the bathroom, had to get her back up. This time it was getting closer. It was right before they pulled me back. She asked me a question and I just let go. I'm here by myself. She's like, oh my God, let me give you a relaxer, this or that. You cannot be doing, all this before your surgery. Like, you gotta be relaxed. It must have been 2 seconds. She put something in my IV, and I was like, she was like, "You feel better?" I said, "I don't know." I just know I stopped crying. I don't know. When did I stop crying? Like, I couldn't even remember how long I cried. How did I stop crying? Because I was crying hard. So she was like, "Well, you'll be okay. We'll be here right outside. You're going back in like 5 minutes. You're going back. Don't worry." This time it was like 7:20 already. So sure enough, like 22, 23, they pulled me back into the room. The room wasn't that far away. I was all the way in the back. So the operating room wasn't that far away. It did look kind of stingy. Like, to be an operating room, it felt a little bit, I don't know, like I was looking around before they told me to move tables, and I looked around. First of all, there was like 20 freaking people there. I was like, why is there, in my head, I'm thinking, why is there so many people in here? Like, there literally should be 5 people: the anesthesia person, the 2 nurses helping the doctor with the equipment, and maybe 1 student and the doctor. That's it. The surgeon. Why is there so many people here? But I didn't even have time to ask questions or think. They told me, "Hey, there's the chair." But I'm looking around. I'm like, "Damn, it was a small, real small room, and it looked like paint was chipping off the damn walls. It looked like some back alley surgery room. It didn't even look like a regular hospital operating room where everything is sterile. Nobody had on masks. Nobody had on gloves. Nothing. Everybody was just spreading germs, just talking about their normal day like I wasn't there. Then they put the mask on, the oxygen, but then they put whatever they put on my IV. I don't even know if they told me to count. All I remember is I counted at least 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I was out. As soon as they put whatever they put in the IV, the anesthesia, whatever they knocked me the heck out. Lights out, no memories of fading. Usually I have a memory of fading into it. This time it was boom. Just like I was hypnotized, just boom. I was like, when I woke up, I was back in the room that I was in, alone again. People were talking around me. This rude ass, the anesthesia guy was hella rude. I have his name written on some stupid card that they gave me. They gave me too late. It's obvious that they're supposed to give you the card before you have the surgery. So, oh, what do you want people to know about you? What is it? And then all the people that see you, they put it in my package afterwards. They did write Lou's name. That's why I remember his name, because I wouldn't have remember his name. He told me a few times, but you forget. I'm stressed. I'm nervous. I'm thinking about this ass wife that's not being nice for no reason. Like, he's acting like I'm doing him wrong. Meanwhile, he's the one choosing somebody else. Like, it was so weird to me, like how he was trying to flip it. But all I hear is that rude anesthesia guy talking about, Joanna, you have to open your eyes. I can't go home. It's a freaking holiday weekend. Never, ever in life am I ever going to have a procedure done on a holiday weekend. Because nobody cares. Nobody wants to be there. Nobody wants to deal with you. They left the IV in me. I noticed it. I was still kind of under when we were driving. And I didn't notice until after we were almost halfway home. I was like, I have sticky. I looked at my arm. I was like, is this normal? And then I'm like, well, it can't be normal because it's bloody. Like, they usually, even when you get iron infusion, they push out saline or IV in before they give you the infusion, and after they push in the last bit of the iron in to you so it's clear, and then they take it out. These people didn't even bother to take it. They was bloody. I had all these bandages, and then they said, okay, we're gonna put something in this arm down here for your artery. I had a poke on this hand, and I already had a poke here because I got blood work done like the day before the surgery. She left a big old bruise. I'm never gonna go to that clinic again, get blood work done. Some people don't know how to pull my blood. They always leave me bruised up. But so I was like, oh shoot. And I can tell that first of all, the lady had to come get me at 5:15 in the morning to have me there on time. We were super early. We were there at like 6. We were supposed to be there at 6:30. Um, I think we were there by 6:15, or no, maybe 5:50 something. I don't know. We were there hella quick. I think we got there at 5:50 something. So I'm sitting. Luckily, Lou came and got me like around 6:15, 6:13, something like that. I was in the back, got in early. They did tell me you might wake up around 10:30 or so. So when I looked at the time, it was like 10:40, and I guess that's why the guy was like yelling at me, the anesthesia guy, because he either couldn't move on to the next surgery or couldn't go home. I don't remember. He was just talking loud. I was like, why are you being so rude? Dang. In my head, I guess. I don't think I said it out loud. But then I noticed that Teresa's there. They're giving her instructions. They're giving me instructions. I said, let me just turn on my phone. Give me my phone. Let's press record, because I wasn't going to remember none of this. And but I came home, and after leaving him that message, I was so hurt. I was like, I'm done. I was crying, and I was like, what if I burst my incision because I left him a message still begging after everything he's put me through over this girl or over the internet? Like, then what? Then my kids suffer because some asshole didn't know my value, didn't treat me well. I was begging him to love me. Like, what? I just kind of snapped out of it because I was like, damn, If he heard me say, like, I was just calling because I'm by myself to pray with you, he still didn't text, he still didn't call, he had the nerve to say, well, what was I supposed to do? I prayed enough for you. We prayed enough. I asked the church. That's when I was like, okay. I mean, there was a lot of Mother's Day was the first that I was done. But that's what let me know there's no way that I could be with an asshole like this. Not even the coldest person that I was with would talk to me that way, would treat me that way, will reply to me that way when I'm the most vulnerable, in pain, scared. So I was just waiting for my moment to feel like I could tell him to F himself and not feel nothing back. So when I felt like I was ready on the 24th, I did just that. Of course, yours truly tried to play the victim. Oh, well, no, he didn't try to play the victim. He was like, F you too. Good, I'm getting rid of my headache. I'm getting no more insecurities. I'm like, little did you know, you tried to make me feel insecure about a chick that don't give a damn about you. She's sucking, licking, doing somebody else, but you over there lusting about her. First of all, in my head, I'm thinking, because I wasn't going to reply. Second of all, I'm a headache only because I try to hold you accountable and all that stuff. Okay. All I could do is, because at that point, I'm like, you know that meme where the little glasses drop? Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that's the meme. That was me at that moment. Like, I just hit him with one of the little memes where the girl's laughing so hard she's spilling her coffee, because it's like, okay. I saw that he was gonna type something else, but when he saw my response, I guess he figures, whatever, I'm just gonna be done. And I'm gonna go back to playing the victim. Like, oh, she left me. Meh, meh, meh. So I'm sure that that's what he'll be doing with his church people, his family, his his god brother. They're gonna be, oh, it's okay. Oh, it wasn't meant to be. Oh, she did you wrong. I can't believe you let her in and she did that again to you. No, 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 no. So for those who are still here, I hope you spread it, because it wasn't me this time. I'll admit the first time I treated him bad and I pushed him away out of fear, not because I was playing games, not because I wanted to. I was so triggered by doing the videos that I wasn't ready to even love myself, let alone, it was just not bad timing, because I think it helped both of us. He needed it for whatever reason, the relationship. I needed it for whatever reason, the whole relationship. But I could be woman enough to say that the first time I did mess up, I did push a good guy away, what I thought was, at least I think that time he was really loyal, faithful, and wanting to marry and be serious about marriage, about a Christian marriage. This time around, I think he went back and forth between, like, this bitch did me wrong. I'm not gonna let her win this time. I'm not gonna give in. I'm gonna keep my little side in case she wants to bounce. Can't do that. If you say you're gonna forgive somebody, you gotta forgive them. If you don't want to mess with them, don't mess with them. It's that simple. Life is not, I mean, as far as relationship, it's not that hard. Like, and if you want to play games, go play them with your mama, because I already told you that I I notice everything. I notice everything, and I know how to read people, and whatever I don't catch, God catches for me and lets me know. Or maybe it's the devil. I don't know. Somebody lets me know, though. I tell you that much. And I may not say it right then and there. Like, I may let you try. I may let you see, let you catch with your mistake. What does Eve say? There's a song that said, run faster, catch up with your game, run faster, something, something. And that's what I didn't know that before I heard that song. I didn't know that that's what I do with people. But I do. I let them catch up to their own game that they're playing with themselves. Because no matter how much pain or hurt I do put myself through, because I do it to myself, you can't let nobody hurt you unless you allow it. So I allow myself to be hurt because I confuse love with I you always hear this, oh, people go through stuff when they're, when you go in your relationship, you go through stuff. But no, not disrespect, not embarrassment, not somebody putting somebody else above you. No, no, no. You shouldn't go through that. In a serious relationship, nobody should ever make you feel less than a friend or a co-worker. I had that situation. I had a guy have a work wife. I had to check that situation. So whatever, for those reasons alone, I may not want to try anything else. But I know one thing, I'm not meant to be alone. So I'll definitely find happiness in whatever way that means. And God will reveal that in time. Right now, I'm just gonna heal. I'm just gonna move on. And lesson learned. Okay, 3 hours. Jesus. I was not planning on making it this long. I was thinking it was gonna be an hour explanation. But he was doing a lot. In 3 months, he was doing a lot. Well, 2 years, I guess, because a lot of the stuff, oh, shoot, when I lean forward, it stretches the skin, I guess. But, I haven't done a regular video in a long time. That's why I didn't want to do a live, because I didn't want interruptions with the comments and stuff. But, subscribe to my channel. I know I'm gonna I always lose a couple of people when people want to protect their victimized big old babies. The mamas, the fam, it's the females. The females protect these bums way more than the guys do. The guys might be like, oh, she's wrong, dog, whatever. But they'll be like, yeah, you messed up. They'll be more realistic. Like, I wish I could talk to his brother about this, because he would be like, boy, what you doing? I know the way he seemed to be serious about life, he would probably be on his butt like, I don't want to hear nothing about what you got to say about that girl, because that girl treated you good and you messed up. I know that that's what he would say. If I'm thinking that they have that type of relationship, if I'm thinking maybe even his older sister, because I know he's close to his older sister. Hopefully she'll tell them the truth, or some church people will tell them the truth. Like, yeah, you were messing up left and right. She gave you plenty of chances to get it right, and you chose not to. So you can't blame her for choosing her peace and her health. I mean, it's one thing to choose yourself, but when it's affecting your health and your peace, to the point that anytime that I was bringing something up that I knew would bother him, I would automatically start shaking. I was like, God was telling me a long time ago to let it go, but I'm stubborn, even with God, which is horrible. Even with God, I'm stubborn. So lesson learned. Um, Please like, share if you care, comment. And I thought about something this morning that I wanted to say on my outro, but I'm forgetting. I didn't write it down. Shoot, it was good too. But yeah, share, comment, subscribe. I think I'll be doing more story times again about I think I wasn't done with the book. I gotta go back and see what the last topic that I talked to. I want to kind of finish the book, the titles that I have written down, even if it is repetitive, some of the stuff I might have said, because stuff crisscross in my head sometimes. So, but yeah, so I'm giving you time to subscribe. Anyways, oh, I forgot it's not alive. I was trying to end it. Bye.